it's me, your mom. How's everybody doing tonight? Hello. Hello, everyone. Hi, Between Boundary. Thank you very much for being first. Hello there, Trevor P. Gamer. Trevor P. No. Trevor P. Gamer. And hello there, M. Dragon. Good to see you again. Good to see you again, baby. Hello, Barry. Hello. How's everybody doing? It's Friday. I didn't do some stuff actually I needed to do. Buddy, when you have a sec, will you turn these two lights on for me? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's not that urgent, but when you VTube, you need to be literally glowing so that your tracker picks you up. And it's starting to get a little dark outside. Hi, Fanny. Hi, I'm good. Just munching on some cereal. I love evening cereal. I love it. Hi, Bite Boy. It's Spoopy Lemons on my spouse's account. Well, hello, Spoopy Lemons on their spouse's account. And also hello to their spouse. What I recommend you do is log in with your partner's account, okay? And then take clips of me with that account. So then when they look at the clips they've made, they find clips of me and they're like, who's that bitch? I've never seen her in my life. Yeah. Prank, lol. Excellent prank, lol. Highly recommend. Always good to recommend a good prank. We love a prank. Thank you, buddy. Buddy's turning my lights on. Thank you, buddy. Oh, God. Oh.
Look at it.
Also, later, will you fill my water bottle? You don't have to do that now. Oh, a different water has been presented that has water in it. Thank you. I'm actually going to literally sip it this minute. I've shown you to them. I don't know how to clip yet. There should be a button. If you don't know how to clip, there is a button. If you hover over the screen and it looks like a little clapper. It's between the gear and like the theater mode icon. But also if you do exclamation point clip in chat, it'll clip it for you. Automatically, it will be clipped for you. What's with the pointer finger? Excellent question. Okay, here, I will show you. Hold on. I show you. Ah! I'm touching Jorman with it. Yeah. On mobile, it's like slightly different, you know, but there you have it. Yeah. Touching Moth Baby with it is for poking things. So I can indicate. I used to have a stick for this model, but I just don't feel like plugging in my Leap Motion, okay? I can have hands, but I just don't feel like having hands, okay? So what you guys are getting is this. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Yeah. It's extremely normal. Yeah. It's so normal. I could make it even smaller. Yeah. It's good for it to be very tiny because I feel like then it just like emphasizes even more. Because if it's smaller, then it's more sharp, right? It's more dangerous. So the smaller it is, the more intensely I'm pointing, right? So when it's tiny, I have to be very gentle. It's my strong hand. Exactly. I can also make it really big if the thing I'm pointing to is very delicate. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I have hand. I have fingy. Okay, I have fingy. That's all you need to know. Also, is feature chat still working? Yeah, it is. I want to adjust it so that's like slightly bigger because for whatever reason, I just don't feel like it's big enough. There. If somebody makes a super long message, I don't know. Maybe I'll have to move it again. But for now, that's good, I feel. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, I'm like locking other things so I don't accidentally move them around. There we go. Now it's just the big hand or alternatively small hand. Let's bring it back to where it was at, because I feel like that was good. There we go. That's still too big, actually. Still too big. Perfect. Also, I kind of want to... rotated. You know what I mean? Rotated. Yes. Anyway, thank you everyone for being here. Today we are going to look at witchy TikToks and talk smack. That's the plan. That is generally the plan. I have gone through and made some selections for us for what we will be reviewing together today. Most of them are intended to be kind of chill and funny, but we'll also be looking at some that are slightly more informative. Talking smack about Buddy? Yes, of course. Of course. Yes. We will definitely be talking smack about Buddy. For example, he is stinky. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, you.
No, you.
Okay, well, clearly not accurate. You can't just say I'm stinky.
What does chat think?
Chat definitely doesn't think I'm stinky. Right, chat? You can't just fart. That's not a response. Okay, but yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. And we're just going to chit chat, smack, smack. Also, you may have noticed that it's the return of Sensei Mom. Here, I'll become tiny so I'm more viewable for everyone. Important news. Yes, it's true, everyone. I've become Teacher Moth Mom yet again. This model has not been thickened. It has not been thickified. Okay, but, you know, here she is. You look great. Thank you. I agree. I do think I look great. Yes. I like this outfit. This is the outfit I used for, like, you know, talking about occult nonsense. And schooling the peeps. How big was I? That's too big. This is not big enough, maybe? Never gonna figure it out. You know, like relative mom size, I'm never really going to figure it out, if I'm being fully honest with you guys. Like, I feel like I should be big, but like, how big should I be? Like, this is too big now. Oh, Lord. It's fine. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yes. So I'm Teacher Mom, and I have my teacher pointer finger for important educational gesturing. Just fill the screen with only my face? No, because then everybody's like, Mom's huge. She's gonna step on us. Oh God. And everybody screams and yells and screams. Okay. I can't handle that kind of heat. Okay. All right. I'm bringing the TikToks. Yeah. She's going to step on us. She's going to smush us. We're going to be flattened. That's what everybody says. Too much. Reset. There we go. Beep. What if someone wants to be stepped on? Then they double shouldn't be stepped on, don't you think? Don't you think they should double not get stepped on if they want to be stepped on? Did I do anything interesting today that I have to report to you guys? I didn't really do anything. Buddy made curry. It's Friday, Buddy made curry. It's a big W. In my opinion. Tasty, very delicious. I ate it. That's why I'm late. I'm late because I ate my curry. I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you, Buddy. Buddy has been playing a lot of Power Wash Simulator. So, you know, is the music too loud? I'm going to turn it down. My paranoia about the music has returned. Now that I've decided not to worry about how big I am, now I'm worried about how loud the music is. Yummy. Yes. I'm eating some grape tomatoes and salad dressing. That's actually kind of a bomb snack. Buddy sounds like he works very hard. You know, yes, it's true. He drove me to Tim Hortons earlier. We went to the Shoppers Drug Mart and we got shampoo. And I saw like a warthog squishmallow. He had little tusks. You know what I mean? I want to be lower down like this. That's good. Yeah. Sounds cute. It was cute. And there was one that's like a walrus. Do you guys in chat, do you collect squishmallows? I have a couple, but I wouldn't consider it a collection. I feel like they're kind of like the new Beanie Babies because they're like, there's like all kinds of different types of them and they're like, you know, they're all named and they have birthdays and stuff. Yes. What squishmallows do you have? I collect useless trivial trivia about games that I've hyper focused on. I do collect a lot of like random hyper focus facts. That's true. That's relatable. The only thing I collect are Steam games I want to play but never do. But he has so many Steam games actually. But he has like 1,000 Steam games and I'm not even kidding. I use them as actual pillows. I also use them as pillows. I use most of my stuffed animals as pillows though. I have a Rainbow Bright horse. I think the horse is just called like Starlight from Rainbow Bright. Listen, I'm old enough to have watched Rainbow Bright, but I was literally a larva. So I have a Rainbow Bright horse Starlight pillow pet. And she is struggling, ladies and gentlemen. She's on her last legs, but I do have her. And then I have a huge like dragon pig squishmallow that's on my bed. And I have a Spider-Man Sum. Yeah. Those are like the main stuffed animals that I am using for various pillow type purposes. We use them as actual pillows. We have several: a giraffe, an alien, a cat, a unicorn, a dinosaur, etc. Sounds like an excellent collection. I would use a squishmallow as a stress or enrichment toy. They're so squishy and very punchable. I agree. They are very squishy and also very punchable. I don't punch them often, but I could if I needed to. My sister does. She's obsessed with them. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Oh, I have a Beetlejuice Build-A-Bear? What? No. That's going to get Googled. Beetlejuice Build-A-Bear? Oh my God. It's a bear. And he's got like the patented Beetlejuice green drool. Ew. I can't decide if he's incredibly fabulous or horrible. I have a Dr. Hooves. Dr. Hooves had several different My Little Pony names, didn't he? He was like a background character. Is it like a licensed figure? Is it like a Hasbro figure? I can show on Discord. I would like to see what he looks like in real, because for the Google pictures of this Build-A-Bear are suspicious. Oh my God, is there a Boogie Woogie Build-A-Bear? Okay. Hold the fuck up. Okay, Google is showing me a picture of a Schmeagle Build-A-Bear. That has to be fake. If the Schmeagle Build-A-Bear is real, I'm going to lose my ever-loving mind. Oh, it's a fungal figure. Oh, I see. And it glows in the dark? That sounds cool. I have ponies. I got rid of most of my ponies, but I did have a large My Little Pony collection for a while. And the ones I still have are a limited edition Zecora. I have a limited edition, oh my God, Rainbolt figure. I forget which Rainbolt it is, but I have one of them. I have a European exclusive like art pony that my friend once accidentally ordered 2 of and gave me. And I think it literally is a $50 My Little Pony, and it was a gift, so I kept it. And I have a giant Pinkie Pie. I have a Chinese or a lunar New Year of the Horse Pinkie Pie. She's like gold tinsel in her hair, and she's like gold paint on and like a gold outfit. She's like fancy gold makeup. Yeah. She's still in her limited edition box. She's never been removed from the box. She's probably worth $0.00, and that box is very dusty, but I do have it. What's good? Oh, we're just talking about My Little Ponies and Funko Pops and stuff. I had several, but gave most of my nieces. I still have the Dr. Who's and Derby Who's. Ooh, do you have that Comic-Con Derby Who's? There were actually a lot of those Derby Who's that went around from Comic-Con. They weren't that rare, but they're actually really, really cute. The only figure I have is Green Ranger, like from Power Rangers. That's kind of pog. I have a Cuposket. Do you guys know what Cuposket is? I saw it at our local EB Games, and I was like, I've never seen this before, but EB Games is like trying to diversify, I guess. So they sell a bunch of merch now. I don't know.
I think Americans have EB Games.
No, I think it's GameStop over there. But I think they're the same now.
might be like the same company.
I think they're the same now. But yeah, they sell a bunch of like, Funko Pops and like, oh, I figured out what the tiny backpacks are called. They're called lounge fly backpacks. Hold on, I can bring the tea. Sweep. Ta-da. Guys, look at this fucking schmeagle. Look at this. This is insane, right? This is fucking crazy, actually. This is a fucking schmeagle Build-A-Bear. Why is this real? The thing I hate about him the most is the noodles they put on his head. It's so bad. It's so bad. EB Games equals GameStop. Yeah. Canada got EB Games. Yeah. It's Electronic Boutique, you guys. That's what the E and B stand for. Oh my God, eyeball boogers? I fixed it. The EBDB of games. True. EBDB games. True. It's horrible. I mean, like, and he's like smiling. Okay, Gareth, listen to me. Your 4-year-old doesn't want a Smeagol Build-A-Bear. You're delusional. This is how we ended up with Schmeagle video game. This really truly is what happened to us. So yeah, so this is hateful. I was Googling, look at this Boogie Oogie. He's got some dice. He seems kind of good, actually. He's not so bad. His vibes are okay. Hey, fiendish name. Thank you very much for the follow. You pulled the fool. The fool reminds you that being spontaneous can be good, but you don't want to spontaneous yourself right off a cliff. So just be careful. Look where you're going. Okay. Thank you again for the follow. I have a cousin who loves weird little shits like Smeagol. I guess so. Maybe the Smeagol Build-A-Bear is for like the Tumblr women. They're like, he needs a pair of like chino pants and a vest and he'll be fixed. You know the kind of girls who like, and no shade, like, all right, the girls are talented, they're imaginative, they're doing their best. But the kind of gals who will draw like 22-year-old Danny Phantom with a beard in college. He's like not doing ghost shit, like he's just doing his taxes or whatever. Like girls will draw fucking they'll draw like the men from Disco Elysium or like Hank, what's his face in Detroit Become Human, and he's like in trendy hipster clothes and he's getting Starbucks, like those gals. They would be very into like Schmeagle, but in like a vintage sweater. Extremely pog. I got the fool. That tracks. Thanks for the welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome that you're welcome. I wish there was merch for my favorite things. Hold on, I'll bring it. See, you got cut off. I'm the fool. I should have known this was going to happen. It's too long. There we go. That's good, right? I wish there was merch for my favorite things. Black hole. But I'd imagine it would just be a black sphere stuffy, like a giant stress ball. Like you want a giant stress ball of black hole, like the simulated black hole with like a ring around it. My cousin scares me. She drew her dog when he was pregnant as an anime girl.
What the fuck?
With big titties. It's reverse furry. She really said not just humans should have dog sonas, dogs should have human sonas. And she took one look at her pregnant dog and she said, if my dog had a human sona, or her human sona would be stacked. That's weird. I feel like that's weirdly complimentary. Huh?
That makes me uncomfortable.
It's fine. As long as you're not attracted to your dog's human sona, it's okay. Yeah. But you have to make sure it's clearly labeled online, because the last thing you want is some Twitter bro to get really excited about your dog's anime girl sona.
Excuse me, please only look upon my dog.
Platonically?
Please only look upon my dog's skin sona with pure thought.
Skin sona, no. No.
You asked for this.
I didn't ask for anything. You did this on your own. Why is this somehow worse than No Shame drawing Jorman is a Bingus with like Bingus skin. My dog's skin Sona is not for lusting after.
He's a Christian dog.
I thought you were gonna say Hank Hill. Why? Wait, what? Why was he gonna say Hank Hill? Wait,
What?
This moment has passed. You what?
You what?
You what? Another residency S. Suavemente. Yes, suavemente. Suavemente supremacy. It's Bia. Hi, baby. Hi. How was Katamari Reroll? I heard it was very cute and fun. You guys, Bia's gonna have a big deal, a big event coming up. Was that when is it? Debut time. Oh my god, did I miss it? I better not have fucking missed it. Yeah. Bia's very hot and cool. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Well, you know what it fucking means. It means you better fucking be there, baby. Yeah, fun fact, I was watching Bia yesterday, the day before yesterday, play Overwatch, and Buddy walked by and pointed at my screen and declared loudly, "Booba." That's it. And then he left and he walked away. I was like, that's correct. That's accurate. Based, hugely based, agreed. Extremely based. That's the game. Yeah.
Based on liking titties.
That's also accurate. I cannot disagree. Yeah, we're complaining about Build-A-Bears right now. And we're looking at this little guy. And we're definitely not having a weird conversation about somebody's dog's anime girl Sona.
Skin Sona.
Stop it. Don't say that again.
Don't say Skin Sona again?
Don't say it again. I don't like it.
I will never say Skin Sona again.
Eat ass. It's so cute. The alien is very good. I just clicked on it because I saw it. We were actually looking at the Smeagol. Have you seen the Smeagol Build-A-Bear, Bia?
What?
Literally, we were just talking about this.
Give him like a piece of bread?
Look, give him a potato. Give him a potato.
He doesn't want a potato. He doesn't
potatoes. Give him a fish. Give him a raw fish.
Also, that's Smeagol video game bad.
And what we would or would not do to this Kinsona. It's okay. He looks biblically accurate. This is accurate to his real life. This is what Smeagol looked like, canon. Okay? Will it take me to google.com? Yeah. This is what he looks like. I see no difference. They're the same. Here he is in flesh mode, and here he is in baby mode. Boil him, mash him, stick him in a stew. Boil him, mash him, stick him in a stew. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the raid, baby. I hope you have a beautiful night. And please don't hesitate to take a little break. You're, of course, always extremely welcome to hang out. But if you need to do some self-care, please do. Where's the witchtok stuff? We're going to do it. This is chatting. This is what chatting streamers do. I'm doing chatting stream, okay? I'm just trying to be popular. I indeed will be hanging out, Pog. Maybe I missed it. Oh, no. Don't worry. Gollum gave us a travesty. It's true. Hi, Poshi. Hi, Poshi. This actually, not gonna lie, the Vulpix is pretty based. But yes, I forget what we were talking about. I was thoroughly thrown off topic by the raid. It was not good though. I think I was talking about how many. What is this? Okay, well, we're not going to talk about that. But okay, actually, no, we will talk about it. You know that Beetlejuice would love this, actually. If he could see this, he'd be very thrilled. He'd be like, hell yeah.
Keeps getting funnier each and every single time I hear it.
But don't you think, buddy, look, don't you think Beetlejuice would be really happy about this? You'd be like, this is exactly what I want. Yeah, 100%. Thank you for the frogs. Thank you for the frogs. She's hot. She's hot. He'd be like, yeah. If I were a chick, if he was mad about anything, he'd be like, if I were a girl, I'd be even more stacked, probably. Buddy, if the government mandated that you trans your gender and you had to get boobies, how big of boobies would you get? Like, would you remain with like a practical, relatively small boobie, or would you get really huge boobie?
Yeah, I'd get like regular size.
You get normal human boobies?
Yeah.
That's admirable of you. That's very admirable of you. It's not very base, but it is admirable.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my boobies would be life-size.
Life-size.
Human boobies.
Life-size boobies.
Real, actual size.
You know what I mean by human-sized boobie. Everybody knows what I mean by human-sized boobie. Technically, I have E cups, but I think I'd get a reduction, so I don't suffer under boob sweat. I have the bra I'm wearing right now is too small for me. And it is I think it's a 34I in UK sizes. So UK sizes go straight, goes like A, B, C, D, and it doesn't have like double, triple, quadruple or whatever. So yeah. And my normal bra that has like a wire in it that fits my bobs, that for real, is a 34K. That's the size of boobie cup required to contain my 2 boobie. Probably I shouldn't tell you guys this information, but like, I don't know what to say. I am very milfy and real, so. Boob docs, yeah, my boobs have been doxed. Oh my God, as a serial non-bra wearer with the big boobs, it's like they stick to you. Do you know what I mean? And then you're like peeling your tit off your body. That's the real experience of having big titties, okay? Even every bra too small when you have massive juvelies. That's not true. My normal bra that I wear is like a $200 bra. It does contain the tit. They are lifted and they are separated, baby, okay? Putting chemicals in the water feminize everyone. I was already extremely feminized. Like I was very milfy already. And then all the hormones the government put in the water made me even more feminized. So the boobies they're just continue to get out of control. The boob docs, the show films, Adult Swim, the boob docs. Stop it. The real gay agenda to make everyone have huge titties. I agree.
Oh no. Oh.
If Buddy grew big boobies, Buddy, if you grew big boobies, I would still love you.
I
would be a real burden on me.
I'm sure
It would be deeply it would be very difficult, but I would find a way to love you even if you had huge tits.
That means a lot to me.
You're welcome.
I would love you if you turned into a worm.
You would love me if I were a worm?
Yes.
That's fucking disgusting. I'm a worm. How are we going to talk about anything? If I became a worm, if I really became a worm with worm brain, which means I wouldn't know anything because worms don't know shit. Right, buddy?
Yeah.
I want you to eat me.
No.
I want you to eat. You wouldn't eat. That's my wish.
I'll put you into the compost.
That's nice of you, but I want you to eat me.
No.
Why would you do it? This worm question is a boyfriend nightmare. There's no right answer. Why wouldn't you eat me if I were a worm?
I love you too much to.
You could wash me in the sink first, so I wasn't full of dirt.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll definitely do it.
I don't want to be vored. Don't say that I want to be vored.
Yikes.
It's not about vor. Can he season you with mountain oregano? My brother, I hate him so much. Why must his specter follow me everywhere? Well, it's not vor. It's not vor.
It kind of is.
I'm a worm. I don't know shit. Vor is when you're like into it. No. I can't be into it if I'm a worm. What do you mean, no?
Vor is when the person reading it is into it. It has nothing to do with being into it.
So it's vor if you're into it, bitch. Self-report. Buddy likes 4. Unbelievable. He watches that video of Griffin McElroy eating the banana with the shell all the time. Do you know that it's still to this day, people show up in his comment section and will be like, oh my God, I can't believe that Griffin McElroy loves 4 because of that banana video. During their TV show, it came up, and he was like talking to Justin McElroy, and he was like, I did not for a banana. What the mental gymnastics? Get out of here. Is my life wish to be eaten if I become a worm?
Yeah, does the worm you also want to be eaten?
Yeah.
Just you?
Well, actually, Wormy doesn't know shit. Wormy is basically a carrot.
Okay, but do you want to be eaten? Not wanting to be eaten. Not wanting to not be eaten does not mean I can just eat you.
That's stupid.
No,
that's stupid. I'm not. Yeah. This is not a debate. Okay, I'm not here to. If it was a debate, I would win. To be very clear. Okay, if it was a debate, if this was a debate, I would destroy you. But it's not. Huh?
No.
You think you would win a debate with me?
I think I'd win this debate with you.
You're adorable. You're very cute. Very handsome boyfriend. Listen, okay, you would win wrestling.
I was in the debate club.
Yeah, I was really fucking good at it too.
Yeah.
And you hate arguing with me.
You hate arguing with me.
That's not true. I'm doing it right now.
And you hate it.
I'm winning. I'm trying to move on.
You're not winning this argument either.
So what you're telling, fine, bitch. So what you're telling me is that if I were a worm, okay, that I would lose my desire to be eaten, and therefore it's not ethical to eat me if I'm a worm?
I'm saying that when you became a worm, which by your admission has worm brain, my argument is that worm you would not have explicit consent to be eaten given by human you.
So you're saying that my consent becomes invalidated when my regular brain is transformed into a worm brain?
That's correct. And unless you can articulate in some way your continued desire to be eaten, there is no way for me to justify that morally.
Okay, can we agree that a worm does not pass the Jack Harkness test for fuckability? Can we go there? Can you agree on that, please? Say it. Yeah, the worm does not pass the Jack Harkness test for fuckability because it can't communicate consent and also doesn't have the capability for consent because it's a fucking worm.
Okay.
Okay, every day of your life, you eat carrots and spinaches and lettuces, and none of those bitches consent because they don't have thoughts in their brain.
They don't.
Worms do not possess the central nervous system required to feel pain or experience things.
Okay.
Worms don't know shit about shit. Okay. The worm doesn't know the difference between dying between your two teeth and being hit by a specifically large rock in the yard.
Okay, so that justifies just killing whatever fucking...
So if I write a will and testament that says I desire to be eaten upon wormification, please, okay, I would say that my human brain desire to be eaten overwrites my worm brain's desire for nothing because worms don't desire things because they're a fucking worm.
Well, if it was just in your will, I probably definitely wouldn't do it.
If I wrote a will...
I feel like I would be legally liable in the event that someone determined that you becoming a worm...
Now you're adding shit to the argument, but you're also wrong about that.
I don't know. I think
because my illegal will cannot force you to do something against your will.
No, but it can.
It can't compel you to do shit like that.
Someone could make the argument that you didn't die, and thus your will doesn't matter.
I'm functionally no longer here. I'm a worm, motherfucker. I'm not in there.
Okay, but that's not the same as dying.
Okay, fine. You want to be like that for just so that we can move on. Okay, and not because I'm conceding this to you, but let's just say I have a wormification contract that we both signed prior to wormification occurring.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And I say explicitly my desire is to be eaten. Okay. How is that different from me becoming a spinach? And you would eat the spinach, wouldn't you?
Okay, but
would you not eat the spinach if I became spinach and wanted to be eaten?
Okay, but then what if I start biting into the worm and it like tries to get away? What if it indicates with its actions that it does not wish to be consumed?
Describe the actions that the worm takes to not want to be eaten. He's inching his finger along like a caterpillar. Your pantomime is ineffective for the medium because no one can fucking see you, and also dumb. Okay, worms do that in response to everything.
Maybe they don't consent to anything. Have you ever considered
Bitch. You know what I've considered? Your argument is stupid.
Okay, but that's...
I already fucking won.
It can be stupid, but that doesn't make it wrong.
It does. In this case, it does make it wrong. You're not correct.
That's your subjective opinion.
What on earth would I have to do as a worm to communicate consent? There's no way to do it because worms don't have thinky parts.
Oh.
Sheep are horny, but majorly listen. We've already established that worms don't pass a Jack Harkness test of fuckability.
It's almost as if, as a vegan, I shouldn't be eating any worms. Because none of them can consent.
I don't consent to exist. Wiggle 3 times. Can you catch anthrax from eating worms? Okay, well, I think we can assume that if I was transformed into a worm, I wouldn't have any, like, human communicable diseases.
Anthrax?
Or, like, anthrax, for example.
Good man.
Okay. All I'm saying is that I asked to be eaten post-wormification. There's nothing inside the worm to sufficiently feel anything about being eaten or not. I feel no fear. Okay. I have no desires. I'm only worm.
Okay, so then...
So that's it.
You won't know if I don't eat you either.
God knows. Jesus fucking knows.
No.
You say to me, you hug me as a human woman, and you say, yes, baby, I'll eat you if you become a worm, and then you fucking don't. That's between you, God, and anime.
I said I would
go to church and kneel down and say, I lied to my wife. I said I would eat her, and I didn't fucking do it.
I said I would love you if you became a worm. I did not say I would consume you.
That's true, but in this scenario...
Would you eat me if I became a worm?
If that's what you wanted.
Yes.
I would do it. No hesitation. The minute you were wormified, I would eat you.
I can't believe you do that.
Fuck you!
Not with that attitude.
Obviously not. Clearly, we're at an impasse. No one's getting fucked until this is resolved, obviously. Listen, you just keep coming up with new shit to add to your argument to make me incorrect, even though I've clearly beaten you.
That's what you keep doing.
No, I have added nothing.
That's the exact thing that you
Name one thing I fucking added.
Your fucking will and testament.
I have inserted this entire time that worms don't have thoughts and feelings. Nothing has changed about the worm or the scenario. The only thing the will and testament does is further solidify my desire to be eaten post-wormification in the eyes of the law. You've added questions about whether the worm can communicate its consent by wiggling.
I didn't ask that question. I said that I could not eat the worm unless it can communicate its consent.
But you also agree that it cannot.
Yes, that's correct.
You're being dumb. Worms are stupid. Worms are stupid.
Eat them. Lots of people are stupid and we don't eat them.
Maybe we should.
Well, that's...
Maybe we should.
Well, we can't do that if they...
I can think of a couple dumb people I'd like to eat. Okay? I'll tell you what.
Well, we're not going to get to eat them if they keep going down the submarine, dude.
Banned! And Buddy was henceforth thrown from the courtroom and all of his arguments thrown in the garbage. That means I win. Yes, ma'am, fear me. I want me fish. Wish we could eat me worm. What do you... You ain't know what are you talking about? What if when you became a worm, you realized that they can have thoughts and feelings that we can't measure with our current science? If I went into the body of a worm and I gained and I like went to nirvana or alternatively like acquired galaxy brain, I think I would want to be eaten more and not less. Does that make sense? That's my... I think if I gained more deep knowledge, I would want to be eaten more, not less. Knowledge. Can confirm I see a few people and I guarantee that they are not that bright. Oh my God. Thank you for the lurk, B. I appreciate it. What did Buddy what did you say? What did you say? Don't worry, Buddy's doing fine. All right, well, everyone, you were here for the Great Worm Debate of 2023.
Who won?
Yeah, I'll make a poll. Kitty, you have to move because I want to make a poll.
Who won? Do I have to eat her or not?
The results of the poll mean you have to eat me or not?
Yes.
Okay, will you take this cat for me?
Oh, he really is.
He's really in the exact zone I need to use for the poll. Oh, well, Buddy stood up and he absconded after drooling everywhere. He drooled on me. He drooled on my desk pad. My God. Okay, poll time. I need everyone engaged. Worm debate.
Cheating allowed.
No cheating is allowed. Mom won. Buddy won. The only reason you want them to be able to cheat is because you know that if they can cheat, they're all going to vote for you 100 times.
I know that if...
Buddy has 3 fans and they're ravenous. Okay? All right, just follow your heart. I promise I won't be mad no matter what you vote for. As long as you followed your heart.
I will be mad if you vote for her. Even if
you see this? You see this? If you become wormified, Buddy will not think of your wishes if they are to be eaten. But he will be angry if you vote against him in the debate poll.
I will put you in some nice warm compost, though.
I feel like the compost isn't safer.
For a worm?
Just say worms win. Either way, worms win. Yeah, for a worm. But he is so furiously able to use points. But that's true, actually. If I make it cheatable, Buddy can come vote for himself. I know he won't vote for himself, though, because he's busy cleaning a gnome fountain in Power Wash Simulator. How much of the gnome fountain is clean percentage-wise?
87%.
87% clean of the suspicious red liquid that was covering it. Rip. Okay, once we wrap up the worm debate poll, then we will finally move on to our stated goal after an hour of actual witch talks. Is Buddy excited for SpongeBob DLC they announced? Are you excited for SpongeBob DLC? For Power Wash Simulator?
I mean, sure. Yeah.
Buddy is not the SpongeBob enjoyer in the house, to be honest. I am the SpongeBob enjoyer in the house. I was really obsessed with SpongeBob as a teenager, but I feel like Buddy didn't care.
I didn't have TV.
Yeah, Buddy was poor, but he also used to go to parties and stuff. He was popular. So, he had like friends, unlike your mom. I win! It's 3-2 and I win.
Okay.
Handshake?
Wait, does that mean I have to eat you?
Yeah, but also shake my hand.
Do I have to eat you now?
Yeah, get fucking started, bitch.
Get wormed.
Get wormed. Get wormed. Buddy's excited. Oh yeah, okay, we're there. Okay, let's freaking get into it. Thank you for voting, everyone. I really appreciate your dedication to the worm situation. Shall we begin? TikTok time. Let's do it. Okay, I'm gonna turn the music off. And I'm going to bring TikTok sound. And I really hope that TikTok sound isn't like at a 5 billion. But I'm going to head it off at the pass. Okay. So I collected a bunch of them. I collected a bunch of TikToks. You can also see the TikToks that I favorited before this. Notably this one from Villian.
Changed their name. Facebook changed their name to Nuevo Nombre. Facebook.
Meta.
Meto mis huevos en tu boca.
Vete a la verga, pendeja.
They changed their name.
It's a good TikTok. What can I say? I don't know why I favorited it. I don't know what I was planning to do with it later, but I have a bunch of other ones that I saved. So we're going to look at them now. We're going to look at it now. Also, one of my own TikToks. Fatty, I've come again. To increase your size. Excellent. My Slime Rancher TikToks all... Oh. I've frozen. Hi, Badger. Hi, Badger. You guys, Badger reached affiliate. Buddy, Badger reached affiliate on twitch.tv. Congratulations.
You deserve it.
I know, shame. What are you ewing? I haven't done anything wrong. You've ordered the chickens to the slime. True. 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 I also called the slime a fatty. I put this one on YouTube. It also did well on YouTube. And everybody told me I was fat shaming the slime. You're endearing low. What does that mean? Welcome to suffer. Yes, indeed. Shall we begin? We're going to look at these witch talks. We're going to look at it now. So the first couple ones are tarot related and they're mostly funny. And then I have some slightly more serious ones. And then I have a video. I have like a YouTube video that we can watch. Yeah. Ready? Ready?
Welcome back to No Stupid Questions, the show where I answer things I was too scared to ask as a beginner. Today we're talking about how to interpret the meaning of your tarot cards.
Oh,
You
this
ask
one's
your
like
question, you pull your
educational.
tarot
Okay,
cards,
okay.
And you're not sure how to apply that to your question. I'm going to teach you what to do. The best way to start is just look at the meaning of the card itself. You can either Google it or look in the guidebook. For example,
So people really don't want to look up the meanings of their cards for some reason. And I don't really understand why. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not 100% sure. If you're in chat and you are and you do want to read tarot, but you're resistant to like looking up the meanings, what is the reason?
They probably feel like it's inauthentic to have to.
I think that's mostly
intuit the information.
Yeah, I feel like people expect that with tarot cards that you're just supposed to be able to pick them up and like feel the energy, but it's not really like that.
They ain't got no energy, dude.
Well, that's true, but it's more than that.
They just some card.
I prefer oracle cards. I dislike the Rider White standard. That's valid. That's valid. But I have to turn my brain on and actively learn it. Yeah, I suppose. I feel like it's just easier to look it up. And eventually, if you do tarot readings enough, as the more you look it up. So I don't really care. So why look it up? I mean, if you're already doing spreads, right? Because I get people who will say, oh, I pulled cards, but like I can't tell what they mean. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it's like, you got to look it up, you know? I guess with oracle cards, they're a little bit more like symbol based. I have seen oracle decks that don't come with a book, but most of them do. Most of them do.
here I pull the Four of Swords, which represents solitude and gathering new strength. So if you asked about future relationships, this card could be telling you that maybe you need to put on the brakes and focus on yourself for a bit. If that first card doesn't make sense, pull another one. Here I pull the Lovers, which represents harmony, choices, and balance.
Okay, I've also seen people on TikTok do this, and I don't really get it. But they do this thing where they're slipping the cards around, and then when one card falls out, that's the one that they pulled. I've never seen anybody in person do this with cards, and I don't really get it. Do any of you guys do it like this? Is it just for TikTok? The only time I pull cards is when in Phasmophobia. And then you die immediately. Yeah. Use the Cards Against Humanity cards instead. Oh yeah, nothing could possibly go wrong. All the words are on the cards, so then you'll immediately know what they mean. Then you think you're asking a question, and then you can just put the subject of your question in the blank spot on the card. But yeah, I've never seen anybody shuffle like this in person, and I think it's kind of, if one falls out when I shuffle, I always add it to the reading as an extra. Do you shuffle hand over hand like this, like exclusively though? If I pull one card for a sample question, sometimes I will. Most of the time I lay them out and pick one up. Like you fan them out like this. I've seen people do this more like on the table. Can I get a card fan that's not This is not what I mean. Card fan on table. Yeah, like this with them face down, and then you pick them up out of there, right? Yeah, on the table because there's too many cards. Yeah. Holding them in your hand like that. No one. I guess magicians do that, but I never do that. I only shuffle like that before 3-card Monty. Before I 3-card Monty someone. Oh my God. I see. Okay, so you shuffle them. Do you does anybody never shuffle their cards like this? Is there anybody in chat who doesn't shuffle like this? Like, maybe not, but like, I mean, like, do you like, maybe you don't know how, or like something like that, but is there anybody in chat who like really does not do this? I can't bridge. Like when you push them up. This is not what I mean. Like this, you can't do this. Yeah, I know. This is really bad for your cards, actually. When you riffle them, like, properly, air quotes, this method, you can see how this person is holding their hands. Theoretically, the way you're supposed to do it is that the cards will never, like, bend like this. So you can see how the cards are, like, pretty flat. Do you know what I mean? But, like, most people, when they do this, they either do it, like, they do it more like this. This is like not really proper, but it's like more normal. Is you use your knuckle to press down on the card and then fold up the corner. I don't know how to shuffle at all. I play cards in I don't play enough cards of any kind. Oh yeah, that's valid. Because when I shuffle, I never do this hand over a hand thing, like generally speaking. Not to say that it's like, I don't know, with tarot cards, it really is just for you, right? So I mean, even if you're doing readings for other people, it's about you and like what works for you and your method and on all that. So it's not necessarily that this is like incorrect or bad, but it's just interesting to me that I've seen so many people on TikTok do this thing where they hand over hand the cards and then wait for one to flop out. And I wonder like how much like mixing happens when you do it like this. I know you can shuffle like this. The only thing I would really worry about is that on the side of your card, you might get damage. I only buy cards to rip the deck in half, the whole deck. Anyway, this is a little bit of an aside. This is like my card hyperfixation.
If that first card doesn't make sense, pull another one. Here I pull the Lovers, which represents harmony, choices, and balance. There's a lot of ways to interpret this, but I see it as a healthy relationship and harmony in the future, but you won't be ready for it unless you listen to the Four of Swords and take some time alone first. So things are looking good relationship-wise, but you need to put on the brakes and think about yourself for a bit. If you're doing a general reading and you're not sure what the card's even talking about, you can look at the suit of the card. For example, Pentacles represent finances and material possessions, Wands represent new ideas and passions, Swords represent decision and action, and Cups represent emotions and creativity. The minor arcana as a whole represent more everyday temporary things, whereas the major arcana have a bigger presence in your life and tend to be larger, more long-term forces. You can also try interpreting the imagery on the card,
just more general,
and analyzing what they might mean. Just remember, practice makes perfect.
Yeah, I would say that's the biggest message, is that like she talks so fast. I think it is sped up. Yeah, probably for TikTok. It's 58 seconds, so she probably had time, but you get a lot of drop off if your video is too long. So probably that's why. Yeah. I have not sped it up, but I think she sped herself up. Like, I think it's baked in. Yeah, I think for the card suits, I don't think of them like that set in stone. But yeah, I would say generally the information in this TikTok was pretty good. Mostly, my advice to people is to chill out, you know? So I think people take it a little too serious. Usually I want to know what the outer beings are talking about. I play Bloodborne. Do they send you messages through Bloodborne? They send you messages through which encounters you have. Well, I guess in Bloodborne you wouldn't have like random encounters. Aren't the other Souls games like much more linear? Because I'm playing Elden Ring, but I haven't played any of the other ones. This person says it's a beautiful deck, and it is a really nice tarot card deck. I don't know if she says. Oh yeah, Flux Arcana. It is a nice deck. And this is Terminally Homosexual on TikTok. Pretty pog name. Chalice Dungeons, completely randomized. Oh, I see. And you will know if the world hates you. I think if you do it that way, probably the answer will usually be yes. But yeah, so I thought this was just kind of interesting. Just some general, like, tarot advice.
I bought a pressure washer. I bought a pressure washer.
Yeah, wow.
Are you excited about it? Sure.
I really like this one because I feel like there's like a tendency for witches online to have like a lot of main character syndrome. Again, like not to like come for anybody, but I feel like a lot of people are like, the gods are speaking to me. And like maybe, but I don't know how much they are really like invested. Do you know what I mean? So I thought this one was just kind of funny. The other Souls games all start open and then they become linear about halfway through. Oh yeah, that's like kind of strange.
I bought a pressure washer. I bought a pressure washer.
Yeah, wow.
Are you excited about it?
Sure.
I just thought this one was really funny. Her vibes are very good. Also, I gotta say, like, I feel like part of us is like, you know, spiritual creatures. We're always like, oh my God, we should be consuming less. Oh my God, you should be going vegan. Oh my God, you should be doing, oh my God, think about the environment. Oh my God. And then the minute we see pretty art on new tarot cards, we're like, I need them. They're important. I need them. The reason that all the Soul games are supposed to lead to one particular part of the game is an ending. So they're very linear at some point. Yeah, that does make sense. That makes sense. So maybe like there's a couple bosses you can do in any order, and then there's like a point where the paths converge. That makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, I just thought this was a little bit funny. Oh my God, that vegan witch. I didn't even know that. I wasn't even paying attention to that. And look, I got to bring up veganism no matter what. It's my character flaw.
What a soy boy.
You're a soy boy, Nasty. Welcome to Souls Games. I noticed you've been playing all the... Welcome to Souls Games. I noticed you've been playing all the drink, just haven't been able to catch a stream. Yeah, no problem. Yeah. I've been enjoying Elden Ring a lot. We're going to be playing tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. Yes. Oh, maybe autocorrect. Yeah. We've been playing Elden Ring. It's been very fun. And I've definitely been super normal about it. And I have not been grinding excessively off stream. Definitely not. Next TikTok.
You said it was good luck.
This one's really good.
Really bad at this tarot thing. I have no idea what I'm doing.
What's it mean?
That's the best one. I moved to Bushwick. I wanted to fit in. Tarot.
What about him? Nah, you can do better. Is that Grinder?
Dude, yeah, I got the gay card yesterday.
You're not gay.
He's not gay. That's just for fun.
He's good at it.
He's not good.
He's not good.
He's Native American.
Oh, you got the Chariot. That's a Toyota-thon discount.
You're so full of shit.
Wait. You got the death card. You can't leave.
I'll take my chances. Damn.
Oh no.
I got one right.
Wait, I'm not gay.
You said it was good luck.
I thought this was really funny because I feel like
I'm really bad at this.
a lot of people, when they start out, they do like this shit.
What's it mean?
That's the best one.
They have this like tendency to be like, this one is good and this one is bad. This one means that it's going to be over and this one means it's going to start. And like really even take the already like pretty vague meanings of the cards and boil them down even further until it makes no sense. You know what I mean? So people see the tower and they're like, bad, I'm going to die. My family's going to die. It's over for me. You know what I mean? Definitely not addicted to Elden Ring. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Okay. Listen, okay? I'm very normal about it. Cargo Vium, yes, correct. Yeah, Toyota-thon discount. I thought was really funny too. What kind turned you into a worm? Turns me into a worm for permanent? That's a good question. Probably the Hermit card, I would say. I return to dirt.
Well, regardless of how temporary it is, it's always going to be permanent if I eat you after you become a worm.
That's what I'm looking for. I also love Souls games. I play Elden Ring a little bit too much. They're very fun. It's been very, very fun. All right.
Somebody hates you.
This one's also really good.
You're not going to win the lotto. It actually says you're going to be in crippling debt. There's going to be an accident. You're going to lose your big toe at a Pinot and paint night. Sorry.
You owe the government money.
Spirit, show me a phone. It's ringing. think maybe you're gonna get a call from somebody. Oh my god, no, sorry, it's actually my phone. Sorry. Hello? Somebody hates you.
I really enjoy Somebody Hates You in particular. Had to include the crystals. Yeah, the girlies they love crystals. And like this kind of shit.
This card means you fucking suck.
I really enjoy this like decor. You gotta have the like witchy, living room vibes down. Like a tapestry. Yeah. Somebody hates you. I feel like I have definitely gotten tarot readings where the reading is just, yeah, people are mad at you. And then you'll be like, mad about what? And they'll be like, they're just really upset. It's like, okay, I can do this myself. I can get bad readings on my own also. You know what I mean? But yeah, I like the divining rods also. These are a classic move. Have you guys ever done anything with divining rods? They are definitely an experience, in my opinion. I know Badger talked about somebody in her family using divining rods once. You need a big curtain tie-dye yeah, to cover the whole wall. Yes, exactly. I've never done it, but my great grandma did. I don't need tarot cards for that. I can just look at Twitter. Yeah, for real. She did a lot of water finding too. We going dowsing? Not me. All these 2 sticks have ever done for me is pointed me at my own fucking shoes. They never take me anywhere. For real, though. For real. But yeah. I just thought that this guy was really funny. I was just enjoying the experience.
She says you're going to be in crippling debt. There's going to be an accident. You're going to lose your big toe at a Pinot and paint night.
Lose your big toe. I wander enough. It's like I have a built-in one. I feel like if I wander enough, I'll fall down into water eventually. You know what I mean? Because I am often lost. Not thinking wet enough. You're 100% right. I need to have wetter thoughts. If only my thoughts were more damp.
It's early, but I'm gonna go to bed.
Oh, it's way early. Okay. I guess bed.
I'm freaking exhausted.
That's fine. I hope you enjoy bed. Here, and give me a smooch. Yeah. All right. Everybody say goodnight, buddy.
There's curry on the stove. I'm not putting it away.
Okay. Okay. I saw somebody doing that for the power company once. Yeah. That's weird. I feel like I don't know if it's reliable enough for that. You know what I mean? I did do it once. I used it. I used myself though. Like your body. I mean, to be fair, is your body really going to be less reliable than just 2 sticks? Usually, of course, I'm thinking about you from Fairy Tale. What? Good night, by everybody says good night. Dream of worms. Yes, indeed. Yo, what's up? Hi, Modley. Hi. We're looking at TikToks. Did it? Well, if you feel like it's working for you, then I'm happy for you. I've never seen anybody doing it with their body specifically. I've only ever seen people claim to do dowsing with like sticks, with like an implement. Sometimes only 1 stick, Got to get yourself a good Y-shaped stick for dowsing with. Do I have safe search on? I think I do. I'm pretty sure I do have safe search on, but I'm not going to search for dowsing rods because I'm scared of what I'm going to get, actually. Is that weird? Am I being overly paranoid? One time, during play rehearsal, my friend lost her ring, so I spun in a circle and said, Hufflepuff fighting powers activate, and then I stopped and pointed, and the ring was where I pointed on. Hey. Maybe you're going to have to start doing that more often. I'm sure nothing bad will appear from Googling Rod. Yeah, definitely not. We already, honestly, Googling Gollum was too much already, to be honest. It was already too dangerous. Here, let's go to the next one. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a lot of stuff is kind of ending.
Is it okay if we turn that little guy off for now? Thank you, buddy.
And I'm really uncomfortable with it all. And it really kind of hurts and sucks. And I could really use some guidance right now. Yeah.
Some guidance.
Sure. A lot of uncomfortable, painful things right now. Definitely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. A lot of things ending. A lot of things in an uncomfortable place right now. For sure. Yes, I know. For sure. That's rough. That's real rough, but I don't know. It just feels like
It's a mirror. It's a mirror, you guys. It's a mirror. The tarot's a mirror. You look at it and you see yourself. That's rough, buddy. That's real rough. This is not just me when I ask tarot. This is me when I like ask my friends and they're like, that sounds really difficult. It's like, I'm not hearing what you're trying to tell me.
really uncomfortable with it all, and it really kind of hurts and sucks, and I could really use some guidance right now.
It's honestly, for me, it's this face. Is this. Me when. My face when, literally. My face when I say that I'm having a tough time and I pull like the like 3 of wands. And it's like, you're going to have to be, you know, making changes in direction. Yeah, Vine boom. It's like, thanks. Making changes in directions fucking where, actually, though. But yeah, I just thought this one. Hi, Vel Pepper. Thank you very much for the lurk. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just thought this one was a little bit funny. This one's a good one, too.
On your For You page, then it was meant for you.
Wink, wink.
No tags, no
It's this for me right here.
Let's have a look at what the cards are saying about you. Okay.
Video's too quiet. I can
This
boost it.
card is saying
That should be
you're
better.
a little cunt.
Here, we'll watch it
You're seeing
again.
this video on your For You page, then it was meant for you. It
Ah,
was
thank you very
calling
out
out
Vel
to
Pepper. I
you.
appreciate
This is
that.
everything that you needed to hear.
Thank you,
right
thank
now.
you.
No tags, no nothing, so it's authentic.
Authentic.
Let's have a look
Okay.
at what the cards are saying about you. Okay. So, this card is saying you're a little cunt.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. It was very insightful. Okay, but why is it sometimes actually like this, though? Hi. Just here to let you know that you're the problem. Thanks. Thank you. Wow. That's very insightful and very helpful. I love knowing that I'm the problem. It's like that Tom Cardy song, Some of Your Problems Are Your Fault. Great. This will help me be productive in the future. Have you seen the recipe for fuck off pie? I have not seen the recipe for fuck off pie. I have not. I'm sure it's very funny. I'm sure it is very funny. It's so helpful when the universe says shit like this during reading. Yeah, it's very helpful. It's very insightful. This is why I'm doing magic shit and not just regular ass shit. So you can just be like, you're a bitch. Get over it. Thanks. Thanks. Have you tried doing more self-care? Yeah. Shockingly, I have tried doing more self-care. All right. Too loud. I boosted the other girl too much. I apologize, you guys. That's my bad. That's my bad. I blasted you into stratosphere. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I boosted it and then it was too loud. First of all, can we talk about this guy's nail? My ears, they're blind. Yeah, TikTok is very inconsistent with the sound mixing. Shame's ears. They've gone blind. Terrible. These nails are incredible, actually. They're very cool. My favorite one is this one that has the wiggly lines on it. Oh my God. And then I died. But I also like this one that has a slightly different wiggly line on it. Pull another one to double it. Yeah. Just like flipping over the tower and being like, I think I might need some clarification. And you flip over death and you're like, oh God, it's going to be bad and it's going to be permanent. Love that for me. Double it and get to the next person. Start at the bottom of the deck and just keep doubling and going to the next person and handing them another card. It just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, I'm going to get to pull one for clarification, and it's the 3 of Swords. You get the 10 of Swords, and you're like, okay, yeah, great. So I'm going to get stabbed in the back. Great. Perfect. What a great addition to this whole situation. About $1 for every time I got a, you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it. Oh my gosh. I'm suffering and I'm not happy about it. Have you thought about that? Harry Potter reading. Harry Potter reading. What do you mean Harry Potter? Now that Shame's ears are blind, he's not making as much sense as he was previously. Is he doing okay? But yeah, I just thought this was very relatable. A direct quote from Harry Potter. You're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it? This? My ears may be blind, but I can still see. No shame, baby. What the fuck are you talking about, dog? With peace and love, what the fuck are you talking about? I am not on the wavelength with you. I am not on the wavelength with you. I'm so sorry. I'm lost, I'm confused, and I'm worried. When Ron is trying to read Harry's tea leaves, you're going to suffer, but you're going to be happy about it. Oh, gaslight gatekeep girl boss. I'm not girl. I didn't even recognize it as a quote. It's from Harry Potter. I didn't recognize it. From when they're in divination class, bro, that tea leaf reading scene where he gets to the Grim and his teacher literally collapses. Bruh. Trelawney, you know, she does collapse. She does have a literal fit. How am I supposed to live, laugh, love in these conditions? You're not, babe. You are not. My cat is yodeling, which means that none of us will know peace. Here, let's go to the next one.
You accuse this woman of being a witch. What evidence do you have? Big pointy hat? Broomstick? What more do you need? Does seem pretty cut and dry. I just really feel like we should have some kind of test. A witch test? Yeah, something foolproof that tells us if she's dabbled in the dark arts.
Foolproof.
Questionnaire, multiple choice. Are you a witch? Aren't you a witch? Oh, what if she lies? Oh, how about this then? We throw her in the river, and if she floats, she's a witch, we burn her. And if she sinks to the bottom and drowns, she's innocent. Oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Right, let's give that a go. Sorry, you don't mind if I just quickly butt in, do you? No, go ahead. It's just both those things don't have a great outcome for me, do they? Good point. Well, do you have any better ideas? No, not really. Right then, throw her in the river, please. Okay, well, you forced me to do this. I've just had my hair done, and I'm not getting it wet.
You know what? I think she was a witch.
You accuse this woman of being a witch. What evidence do you...
This is like a whole part of the whole, like, I feel like this happens a lot now, too. It's like they present you with two options, and both options you fail. Are you or are you not a witch? Like, no matter how I answer, it's over for me, dog. Don't even ask. It's like the duck question from Holy Grail. That's also true. Based comments. This guy's very funny, and he has a bunch of TikToks. Just saying. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. For real. For real. Yeah. Yeah. Just some good old witch panic content. She turned me into a newt. I got better. That's also a Harry Potter quote. I'm picking up on it. Tapping my temple. You see that? Because I'm so smart. See? Big brain. Big brain, okay? That's not Harry Potter. Is it literally, is that not Neville? And he's like, I got better. Or is that Monty Python? Don't at me, okay? Don't yell at me. That's from Holy Grail? Okay, fine. Don't yell at me. Why are you yelling at me? I like your tiny detached arm. Thanks, Haley. I'm using it to point at things. Bane proportional to hand? Is this what you want? Hey, it's Cherry Lemonade. Hi, Cherry, hi. Hi, Cherry, hi. Hi, Cherry, hi. Hello, Raiders. Welcome. We're looking at TikToks.
CH3 Lemonade is rating with 10 viewers.
We're enjoying some TikToks. Oh my God, what is going on here? Shout out time. Beep bop. Hello there, Vector. Hi. Hi, April. Hi, Inspector Gator. Good to see you. Vector, thank you very much for the follow. You pulled Justice. Justice reminds you that sometimes things in the universe are not fair, and it's not always your responsibility to fix it. So don't stress yourself out too much. Thank you again for the follow. Appreciate it. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. What were you guys doing? You guys were playing Dark Deception. What is Dark Deception? Bookworm. Gaming. Oh, yeah? Is that right? My cat he's scratching shit. Like you do. At least he's not screaming. Horror game with lore. Oh, is that right? Spooky game. That sounds fun. Dark Deception is scary. Well, I hope you had a fun time despite scary. I hope it was fun despite the scary. Hey, has Chameleon? You pulled the Hierophant. The Hierophant reminds you that sometimes you need a little bit of a mentor. You need somebody to give you a hand. You need to get some answers to some questions. Do not be afraid to ask for help because you deserve it if that's what you need. Thank you again for the follow. Thank you again for the follow. We hit our follow goal. Oh, Pog, congratulations. We got lots of goals. We got lots of milestones. Bia's having a debut tomorrow. Badger just hit affiliate. Big winning for everybody. Playing FNF tomorrow. Oh, is that right? Slay. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. It's very slay. Agreed. It's very slay. A big slay. Well, Cherry Lemonade, thank you very much for the raid. It's so beautiful to have you and have all your cool friends here. I hope you'll enjoy some TikToks with me. But if you need to do some self-care, I completely understand. Please do what you got to do. You be healthy. Wow. Yeah, you missed a very epic worm debate between my partner and I. You missed important worm debate from earlier. Slay. Where are we at in my saved TikTok? Okay, from here, it's still pretty funny, but these top couple are a little bit more informative. So there's gonna be a transition happening up here. May need to leave tired from screaming. No problem. You missed Skin Sona's boob sweat and the worm debate. Yeah, very important stuff. I will be watching the VOD. Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you enjoy the VOD and I hope you enjoy some rest. Please have an excellent night. Shall we continue? Everybody? Next TikTok.
Steven, what are you doing in there?
Drugs.
Okay, now I'm not gonna lie. When I saw this one, I thought it was very funny, but I was not thinking of witchy stuff. I was like, when your friend is sleeping over and you guys are doing lesbian shit, your mom comes to the door. It's like, we're not doing anything. Please leave. But I do like this little thing, like a little lazy Susan for their magic curses and books of spells. They have like a candle. I thought this whole setup was kind of cute. Mom can like smell incense. She's like, what are you guys doing in there? We're smoking weed. Go away. I have to keep Badger's witch in check. She likes to set off her smoke alarms. Me, though. Burning blankets? No, Badger would never. One time. No shame. It was only one time. I said the blanket. Yeah, I assume the alarm continues to go off. But I'm sure the blanket was an accident. Listen, you have to set a little fire as a treat. It melted. Well, I don't know if that was a detail that helped your case, Badger, but thank you for sharing. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. I think if the blanket melted, it might actually be worse. Sitting in my room, smell something burning. Not food. Cue alarm. Oh my God. No shame's like firefighter spidey senses are going off. He's like, what is that smell? Why does it smell like house burning in here? Oh, Badger. I'm sure Badger's very careful. Don't leave your candles on and unattended, okay, you guys? Don't leave candles unattended, okay? They will set your house on fire. Even the big ones. No, she is not. Listen, Badger's so responsible and level-headed. Badger would never commit arson by accident. I never do that, but my fire spells do get out of hand when they get big. Well, maybe if they're really big, you should do them outside. I don't really do that kind of stuff. It's going to go to her head. She's so like, Who could possibly argue with me? Listen, if every she plays harp, that's not the kind of thing that a fiery troublemaker would do. I switched to simmer ponds. That's probably for the best. Would never commit arson on accident. I would do it on purpose. That's completely different. You have too much faith in me. I have a lot of faith. Outside or under an air vent. That's true. I think that perhaps what Joe Byron should do is install fume hoods in every home. Then the fire alarm will never go off because there'll be negative pressure in every house. Yeah. Things will still set on fire, though. Trust her not to need adult supervision when she can manage not to catch literally anything on fire. Dog, 3 fire alarms is not that many. I think you're being a little sensationalist that's my opinion.
Steven, what are you doing in there?
Drugs.
Is it just me, or whenever I hear knocking or like doorbells in videos and stuff, it always scares me that somebody's at my actual door? It terrifies me. I don't know why. Depends on the times it happened. Not arson. If I just use fire to burn down your house, it's a natural occurrence as far as part of nature. I don't think that's right. Cooking. Well, cooking is completely separate. 3 fire alarms, 1 breaking, 1 oven, and probably a few more. Nah. I don't do dangerous shit. See? That's responsible right there.
I'm Jorge. I make the spackle.
Literally me. People are like, oh, mom does occult shit. Her house gotta be full of spooky stuff. And then they come over and I'm like, this is my bookshelf. This is my bookshelf where I keep all my books. This one smells a little bit like farts because I think somebody's put a little bit too much black salt on it. Hey, Pedrokiz. Thank you very much for the follow. Put the Hierophant. The Hierophant reminds you that sometimes you will need some help. Don't be afraid to ask someone with more experience for assistance if you need it. Thank you again for the follow. Hello. I made my friend nachos in the microwave once, and when we were drunk, I feel like you've told me this story before, and I don't think it's very flattering to your case, to be honest. Drunk me was like, drunk me will catch on fire and then we'll be bad. She'll be safe until shame comes up. See? That's responsibility right there. That's responsibility, literally. Yeah. Just me and my rock collection. Just me and my various shiny rocks vibing in my house. I'm not trying to make my case better. I'm trying to prove shame is right. But you did microwave it. That's a W, my opinion.
Escucha las palabras de las brujas, los secretos escondidos en la noche. Los antiguos dioses invocamos ahora la obra de la magia oculta. Esta noche, escucha las palabras de las brujas, los secretos.
Look at these babies! My favorite baby is this one in the front. I just thought this was too good not to include. Look at these babies. Cool rocks? Agreed. Very cool rocks. Nothing is more powerful in this world than a cool rock. I need more water. Closest I've ever been to starting a fire is when I got super zooted and let water boil away until it was smoking. Yeah, the other day, Buddy was like, making like curry buns or something in the steamer, and he walked over and lifted the lid, and he was like, I don't think it's working. They're still cold. And I was like, they're still cold? They've been in there for like a minute. He was like, yeah. I was like, I think maybe there's no water in the pot. And there was not. It's my fault, I guess, because I filled it and then I didn't refill it when I was finished because I knew Buddy was good cooking there, but still. Use any rock to banish somebody if you throw it hard enough. That's facts, actually. With enough arm force, you can really get anything done. Why yodeling? Did they get fed, actually? I don't know if they got fed because Buddy went to bed, but I assume they did. You can do the same with a potato. That's true. I feel like most things could be used to banish someone. If they hadn't eaten, I think they would be more horrible, particularly the fat one. And the yodeling is pretty typical. Hey, cat. Hey, did they feed you? He hasn't said anything, so I assume that's a yes. I cast magic spell Pebbles My fighter cast magic spell, picking up a rock and throwing it. Yeah, I mean, cats do be getting fat. What can I say? Every problem can be fixed with a nap or a potato. That's pretty base. What can I say? Pocket sand. Yes. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed these cat babies. This is clearly the head cat right here. This one's leading the coven. These are the baby witches following them. All right, let's go to which one is the next one? Let's see. Oh yeah. I thought this one was also funny.
Is this turning into maybe a near-death experience? Possibly. Does this add to the adventure? Absolutely. Is this turning into maybe a near-death experience? Possibly. Does this add to the adventure? Absolutely. Is this...
This is like every one of these like witchy boys. You guys remember we were doing Reddit reacts? And there were a bunch of boys who were just like, I dated this witch and she's really hot, but now she's doing witchy shit in my house. What do I do? It's like, this is you, dog. You knew. You knew what was going to happen. Don't act brand new. Yeah. I follow this guy who makes a lot of horror stuff about Appalachia where I live. Oh, is that right? I guess let's click on him. What's his deal? Oh yeah, look at that. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, I guess I did expect a whole bunch of stuff. This one's blocked.
It is time.
Very excellent vibes, I gotta say. You buy her pretty rocks and bring her cool jars. Yeah, for real. His vibes are excellent. Very good. Very good vibes. This is literally me all day. So like we have other people, like my mother-in-law lives upstairs of us, so I can't like crank I can't turn the AC off when I get too cold. So today I've been cold all day. I've been trying to put on different sweaters to figure out which one is correct. And none of them have been correct. Very vibey. I should check out more of his stuff.
Maybe a near-death experience? Possibly. Does this add to the adventure? Absolutely.
It's very good. It's very good. I enjoyed it a lot. This one's also good. I feel like Badger particularly is going to enjoy this next one. I guess these. Pardon me. Oh my goodness. I love covering up in the cold. I'd rather be cold than hot. Agree. Get dumped on, ma'am. Get your dumpy out of here. Okay? This is not appropriate behavior. Unbelievable.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, you know, weirdly enough, this is the least horrifying of all of them. Somehow this is the least traumatic. No,
she's so good. No, is this Markiplier audio actually?
No, thank you. No, thank you. You know, weirdly enough, this is the least horrifying of all of them. Somehow this is the least traumatic.
It's so good. It is Mark. Does she have more stuff similar to this?
Oh. Alright, fine, whatever. At least I get an eyeful before I die. Oh, it's dark! I still got it!
Stop tier shit, honestly. This is like pretty incredible.
How much money would it take to make you spend a night in a cemetery? Would you display this as a trophy? Do you have a pet? Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you believe in the power of a curse? Have you had your hearing tested lately? How much money would
This is Jonathan Frakes clip from what is it called? It's like Can You Believe It? Or something like that. Top tier.
To make you spend a night.
Me, literally.
Would you display this as a trophy? Do you have a pet? Do you have a sweet tooth? Do you believe in the power of a curse? Have you had your hearing tested lately? How much money would it...
Was it Ripley's Believe It or Not? Is that the show? Giggity, get out of here. Me when I ask Buddy if he'll take me for donuts.
Okay, fine. Are we doing this? Cool. You're fine. Walk it off. Okay, fine.
This is top tier content. This is incredible content.
No.
Love it. Love it.
No, thank you.
This is just my TikTok again. That's not what I asked for. Yeah. I knew Badger would like it. I was like, this is too much. This is a really good one too, actually. This one's excellent.
Not my circus, not my monkeys, not my, my circus, my monkeys, my circus, my, not my circus, not my monkeys, not my, my circus, my monkeys, my circus, my, not my.
Please don't take things from graveyards again. Don't. I promise you, whatever you think you're going to do with it, you can just do something else. The results you're looking for are available somewhere else, but also these are probably not actually the results you want. Just don't. It's just use regular dirt. Yeah, for real. Just use regular dirt. If you really need the dirt that bad, which I assure you, you probably don't, okay? The thing you think you want to do, you probably don't actually want to do that. Oh my God, you're so right. You're so right. Every so often the internet recreates Tumblr bone stealing. Okay, the dirt, at least it's just dirt. Also, hi. At least the dirt is just dirt. This whole Tumblr bone thing, we were talking about this the other day. We literally were talking about this the other day, and there was that whole bone company. I never found what it was. Oh, can we see if we can find it? Now I'm like worried. It was like ethical human bone store. I don't think this is it. Oh, I think this might be it. This is not it. This is just a deer. Anyway, listen, we had a whole conversation about it. It was a whole mess. Yeah, okay, so Badger, listen. So like, no human bones, no thank you. For real. So there's this whole thing on Tumblr, this girl had a skull. Long and short of it is that she said that she foraged it. And everyone was like, you didn't forage it. You can't forage a human being. And she was like, I found it and it belongs to me and I cleaned it. And everyone was like, well, you probably shouldn't have fucking cleaned it because it's not for you. Casually foraging for bones like mushrooms, literally, bro. My friend has ethically sourced teeth jewelry. Well, I feel like teeth are kind of different. Because I feel like sometimes teeth just like fall out of you. But listen, all I'm going to say is that this bitch did not ethically or otherwise source the skull. She stole it. And it was against the law. And a bunch of people tried to defend her on Tumblr. They were like, oh my God. Bitch just destroyed evidence. If she found it in a ditch, like she said she did, literally destroying evidence. If she found it, more likely in like a graveyard or like maybe in like a crypt or at a museum or something. I don't know, like sometimes bones are displayed for various reasons. Maybe it's much more likely that she found it for a place where human bones are usually at. Anyway, she got in a bunch of shit and then she got bullied off Tumblr. As well, she should have been. And then there was a bunch of Tumblr discourse about whether you can use human bones for witchcraft, and it ended up like leaking into mainstream Tumblr, and it was a big mess. And then like last year, I saw a bunch of people talking about this company that claimed to ethically source like entire skeletons, and like they were like, oh, you can buy it for display, for respectful display, and they had like $10,000 cabinets you could keep them in, and they were like, oh, or you could buy it for education. And everybody was like, where are you getting the bones? And they were like, ethically, we're getting them. And they were like, okay, but ethically from where? And they were like, ethically, we're getting them ethically. we have consent. And we were like, okay, who gave consent? Did the family give consent? They're like, consent, we have it. We have so much consent. Wow, it's so ethical. Environmentally friendly bone cleaning. But yeah. Suspicious. I don't know what happened, but it was very suspicious. Build a furry $6 around the... Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, so yeah, please don't take things from graveyards. Okay? Next meme. Okay, I think the next ones are not as funny and they're like more informative.
What are the differences between Wicca?
Okay, yeah, I thought this one was interesting.
Wicca is a religion that was created in the 1950s by a man named Gerald Gardner. It grew out of the practices of Freemasonry, the Golden Dawn, and Aleister Crowley. Wiccans believe in a central god and goddess figure.
I like to know how involved Crowley like really actually was, to be fair. Because in this house we don't stand Crowley, but his like vibes were there for sure.
They do not believe in the devil, and they follow a central rule of 3 as their code for morality. Wicca was traditionally highly structured and based around covens. However, nowadays people can self-initiate into the religion.
So like initiation used to be a really huge thing in magic. We could talk about it a little bit, but yeah, there was like a whole coven system. I'm tired of thinking about Crowley. Literally, me too, babe. But everybody wants to talk about him. Like the character from Supernatural. Like, no. Yes, but no. But yes, but no. Environmentally friendly bone cleaning is just the sun, fools. I mean, like, I don't know what they thought people thought they were doing with them. Like, do you think I think that you're dipping them in Drano or something? Like, what? The only Crowley I know about is from Supernatural. You guys don't know who Crowley is? Is it the new hype demon after Pazuzu? Nah, here, I'll explain. I'll explain to you. All right. Sorry, everybody. I don't know how to spell. Don't yell at me. Where is it? It's this motherfucker right here. He was like kind of a socialite. He's like, okay. Like in the, if I'm not mistaken, it's like the 30s and 40s when he's operating. I'm not a Crowley expert, y'all. Oh my God. He died in 1947. Well, that's definitely not correct. Anyway, so he's like, yeah, so like in the 30s, he was like part of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, so he's a real person. He's a historical real person. And he was part of the the Western occultist movement at the time. And that involved a lot of people who were studying the 3 books of occultism by Agrippa. On occultism? Yeah, 3 books of occult philosophy by Agrippa. They are an old text that discusses occult philosophy and occult application. The application of occult philosophy. It's a lot of like structured drawing of summoning circles, spells, rules for how to draw sigils, things like that. And this is like obviously very, very old. This is like a medieval text. You can't just get it on the internet, but you can also buy it. Like you can see there's this like very expensive version. You don't need that. There's just a PDF online. Yeah, I think I literally have it pinned. Ta-da! So the 3 books is very detailed. It's kind of hard to follow, but there are also diagrams and that sort of thing. And it goes into a lot of detail. It's a really good source for like occultism, occult philosophy, esoteric practice, and magic was originally just like the study of how the world works and the hidden truths of how the world works. But it's very much gatekept. Like obviously in the medieval time that when this book was published, like it was not normal for just like anybody to be studying this stuff. So there was a lot of like attitudes about who would be allowed to participate in study and things like that. And this was not like necessarily just like anti, you know, like it was not necessarily oppressive in the way that we would think of it now. Like there were also just like an entire section of people who would not even be able to engage with this material, like even if they really wanted to, you know what I mean? for socioeconomic reasons, obviously, but for other reasons also. So yeah, so coming from that tradition of like Western sort of European medieval occultism, and also from Arabic occultism, and Arabic alchemy and things like that. Ooh, it's me, Chu. Hi, Chu. We're talking about Aleister Crowley. I'm explaining it. This sort of occult practice in England and America particularly started to sort of build up with a number of like secret societies, kind of. Some people include Freemasons in this, but the Freemasons very old, and they kind of come from like a literal order of Masonry and more like Christian practice. So Freemason beliefs are more Christian oriented, whereas the occultists were very focused on like individualism. It was very much about like your individual power and like unlocking your ability. Like anybody could access it, but you had to like go through these different layers of learning and understanding and awakening yourself to be able to like do the stuff. So yeah. So Aleister was a very influential figure in this whole mix. He was involved with a lot of these secret societies. He started some of them. If you've ever heard of Thelema is Aleister Crowley's thing. And also like the Book of Thoth, or like if you've ever seen Thoth tarot cards, or Thoth, I guess would be, I don't know. I'm not very good at pronunciation. The captions are not doing it right, but like, should be like this. Thoth tarot. These guys. They're like similar to the normal tarot deck, but they're just like, they're slightly more weird. They have the same cards in the same order, but the art is different and some of the meanings are intended to be interpreted differently. Aleister Crowley's like not a very chill and cool guy. He's problematic, like a lot of historical figures, for like a lot of reasons. But he like wrote a lot of books on how to practice occultism and how to like do spells and do magic and perform rituals and things like that. And he was very influential in the popular idea of like neo-paganism and what occultism looks like and how it's practiced. So yeah. If you're reading modern, as in like recent modern occult books, then a lot of them are based on things that Crowley said and from the various organizations that he was a part of, including the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. Yeah, which doesn't really exist the way that it used to. But so Wicca sort of comes from that Western occultist tradition. And so that's why we see like a lot of the, like sometimes you see like Wiccan practice include like Hebrew letters. You see the use of the pentagram a lot, which is the pentagram that you know, but also pentagrams in general are part of Agrippa's theory of occult philosophy. A lot of like geomancy and shapes and sacred geometry and that kind of thing is included in there. So a lot of that in Wicca sort of comes from that place. The sort of like connection to the divine feminine, the divine masculine in Wicca kind of comes from that Western occultism kind of place. Yeah. And a lot of the stuff that a lot of people find Wicca as a religion to be problematic. I think it's kind of complicated, but I think a lot of the things that they don't like about it come from that place. I use pentagram and shapes like circles and threes usually. Yeah. So like, pentagram. So obviously when you think of a pentagram, you're thinking of this, right? But pentagrams in the 3 books of occult philosophy come in a bunch of different shapes and sizes. They're different combinations of symbols, various symbols for various reasons, and they can be used and combined to create like magic circles, which can be used to do like rituals and summoning and things like that. I'm not finding a very good example out here in the streets, but you get the message. Yeah. So it's not just this sort of even arm star or or triangles specifically. There's also other shapes, circles and squares, and they're combined in specific ratios and things like that. There are in the later books of the occult philosophy. You're really supposed to read them in order. You're not really supposed to skip ahead, because obviously the further you skip ahead, the more like context you're missing and you're not able to use it properly. The third book actually, I think, has a lot to do with like contacting specific guys. Where's all the frickin' pentagrams? Okay, well, I don't really want to edit. You're not logged in. What? Oh, I don't think they have it. It is out there. I have a PDF of it somewhere, but he has like a bunch of charts essentially explaining how to combine different shapes. Yeah. So this, it's incredibly interesting. I was unaware of the history, but I avoid some Wicca focused stuff. Yeah. I think a lot of people get annoyed with Wicca because like the way it's historically presented is very rigid, and some of it is kind of obvious, like to more modern folks, that it's like kind of not vibey. And also like, okay, so I think Wicca gets a reputation for not being ancient the way that a lot of people treat it. So I feel like there are a lot of, especially older Wiccans, who put a lot of emphasis on the traditional nature of their practice and like this connection to sort of indigenous practice. And there's also like some criticism of the tools that some Wiccans use for the practice that comes from that sort of more indigenous tradition. And there's definitely a history of folks like Crowley and other occult philosophers sort of fetishizing indigenous culture. But that isn't inherent to Wicca, and a lot of practicing Wiccans today have kind of removed that from their practice. It's not really, I would say, like a mainstream part of Wicca in the way that it used to be. And a lot of Wiccans are sensitive to the needs of people in marginalized groups because they themselves often come from marginalized groups. So a lot of times they sort of exclude that stuff. I would say Wicca sometimes gets a bad reputation, but it's kind of weird because like I feel like for a complete normie, they're like Wicca equals witches, period. And it's like the further into like witch discourse you get, there's all this conversation about like which sigils are okay to use. Is it okay to use Hebrew? Is it okay to use these herbs or those herbs? And it just becomes, Tumblr nonsense. But yes, I would say the thing I don't enjoy about Wicca in its current state is the focus on divine, feminine, and masculine. But I would say that that's not necessarily like central, and there has been a lot of work done to try to recontextualize those aspects of it. Does that make sense? Am I using too many big words? It's rigid, and I've also wanted to stay more secular. That's totally valid. Yeah, I am much more secular than I am like really religious or spiritual. It's really frowned against to those marginalized practices nowadays. Yeah, for sure. A lot of Wiccans I've seen and have met have been actively spreading the word not to use those things. Yeah, because I think it's usually a practice inhabited by a lot of progressive folks, right? They want things to get better. Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing today? We're vibing. Makes a lot of sense. Yes. I don't do the feminine masculine thing. Why would the universe have a gender? Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. Like, I don't know. There's like, in like older Wiccan texts, and older, I guess, books of shadows or grimoires, depending. I think for Wiccans, they would mostly refer to them as like a book of shadows. For me, a grimoire is more a textbook that you're writing for yourself and other people. A book of shadows is a diary you're keeping of your own practice and what's working well for you. Yeah. And then I would consider like the 3 books on occult philosophy by Agrippa to be like more like regular books. They definitely are grimoires, but they're like more like a textbook chronicling the practices, like occult practices at the time, and not necessarily Agrippa providing commentary on what he thought worked for his practice necessarily, right? He does in some of the parts of the book like talk a little bit about where he thinks things should go, but he's not necessarily like opining on his own practice as much, if that makes sense. He's more documenting things. But yeah, so Aleister Crowley was very influential in occult philosophy, and he started multiple religions is one way to think about it. And he wrote a lot of books, and he was kind of an entitled little rich white boy. Yeah, thank you. yeah, his parents were kind of loaded, and he went on trips and did socialized shit, and he really tooted his own horn a lot. If he had Instagram, he'd be Instagram famous for sure. Thank you, Teacher MrsMothmom. You're welcome. You're welcome. So yeah, so that's more the initiation practices that used to happen in Wicca really don't happen anymore. For the most part, at this point, if you want to be Wiccan, you can just declare yourself Wiccan and go on your way and study, you know, study other people's practice, study your own practice, study neo-paganism, and be done with it, right? But there was a time when Wicca, and by extension, like occult practice in general, had a very rigid structure of initiation, and Wicca in particular was very dependent on covens, which were sort of an extension of reading circles. So like in the Western occult tradition that Aleister Crowley was part of, there's essentially what you would do is you'd have like an occult book club, right? The tradition of Western occultism is very related to books and reading. And so the idea that you would get together with other people who were also studying and discuss the texts that you've read was very much like part of the practice. And that kind of carried over into Wicca. And that's where this like coven system, in my opinion, I'm not a historian, so I'm not super accurate on everything, but that's my understanding of where it's sort of like coming from. What I love about modern witchcraft is becoming more common to pick what works for you and feels right. So for me, even though I use a lot of Wiccan symbolism and stuff, I focus primarily on connection to nature, herbalism, and all that. Eclectic witches are a lot more common now, and I vibe hard with that. Well, okay, so this is a good transition because she's going to talk about more traditional witchcraft.
Traditional witchcraft also grew out of the 1950s, but is based in folklore and the folk traditions of certain bioregions. It does hold a belief in the devil as a lord of fairy. It is a spiritual practice, not a religion, and therefore does not have a centralized morality code. Traditional witchcraft tries to situate itself in a historical practice of witchcraft rather than a modern practice. Typically less structured, but structured covens and groups do exist.
Yeah, so I would say like most people, especially those who would consider themselves eclectic or like more like spiritual witches, tend to fall into the latter category and less so into the like Wiccan category. They sort of borrow from each other a little bit, and a lot of the symbolism, the ritual comes from kind of the same place, but traditional witches are a lot more focused on like ancestry and like, you know, keeping traditions alive and culture and that kind of thing, and less so on like these rigid ideas of like how magic is practiced and how to access certain things and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so if you're interested in Wicca or if you practice Wicca, looking into some of the history and how it developed, I think adds a lot of context to some of the stuff. And I think it can be a really good way to center yourself in your practice and really examine what are the most important aspects for you. You know what I mean? Like, for example, I don't do any like deity work. Like, I don't connect to any specific deities. That's not my vibe. But I know for a lot of people, like, neo-paganism is very rooted in like talking to gods and talking to various gods and connecting with different spirits and things like that. You know what I mean? So it's all just, it's for your body. What's good for your body, baby. But yeah, I thought this was kind of interesting. And I think the next one, yeah, okay. So the next two are a little bit more on the spicy end. This one is actually, I think this girl did a really good job, but this one is actually related to this like Wiccan discourse. So we'll watch this one next.
So I keep getting videos on my FYP from this one witch who just really does not like Wicca at all, which is...
There are a couple of people, particularly on Tumblr and on TikTok, that are really frustrated with Wicca. So I don't know who they're referring to specifically.
I'm a Wiccan, but it's fine. You don't have to like everything. But what drives me nuts is that this person keeps talking about Wicca and getting things wrong, like easily verified facts wrong, and they're saying with their whole chest very confidently, and stop. Like in one video, they say that Wicca was started in the 60s, which is
definitely was not.
There's debate about when you consider the foundation of like when it becomes Wicca. Like, is it when Gardner goes to Bricketwood? Is it when Doreen Valiente comes in here? Like, what you pick as the starting date. Like the latest you're going to pick that was the 50s. Like, it's 10 years. Like, Like, they make declarations about
Just
Gardner's
stop.
influences and what he pulled from that are just inaccurate. Like, you can go read many versions of the Gardnerian Book of Shadows that have leaked over the decades and find out. Fact check your shit!
Yeah, this guy's kind of fun. Yeah, I think this is interesting too because I feel like TikTok really lends itself to people just saying shit. Just opening their mouth and just saying shit. But yeah, I think I've heard people claim, like, okay, so I've talked about this with tarot cards before. I've heard people claim that tarot cards are Egyptian. They are not. I have heard people claim that tarot cards are ancient. They are not. I have heard people claim that tarot cards are a Romani practice, that they're founded, like developed by Romani people and used specifically. No, they are not. That's kind of, if you really think about it, that's not super. Don't think that a lot of Romani people would really appreciate that for various reasons, but there you have it. You know, and they just say it and leave it there and move on, you know, and it's like not accurate. It's just not real. It doesn't make sense. We all know the Egyptians used Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Exactly. Exactly. And I feel like there's a lot of insistence that Wicca comes from this very like weird place, that there's like all these like fae influences that I don't think are really part of it and don't really make sense given the symbolism. They don't have cards, they use tablets. Of course. Of course. That's what I want to do with a stack of 78 terracotta tablets, is shuffle them and lay them out like multiple times per day. But no, for real, like, so I think it is worth doing the research. And I think it's important to remember that like a lot of this information is findable, you know? I think there are people, what do I want to say diplomatically? I think there are folks who want esoteric stuff to feel very inaccessible still. Like they still want it to be something that you can't find information about. They want it to be still secret. And that's just not true. It's basically all written down. You just have to know where to look for it. So, yeah. Yeah. Also, I think it's kind of interesting to note that Wicca is not something that women started specifically. I think it's mostly practiced by women now, but originally it was like a bunch of guys. They want to keep some mystery. I think they want to keep I think that they do want to keep mystery because I think mystery can be part of the fun, but they also don't want people to think critically about it. They just want people to believe. And a lot of times those are the same people who will offer to summon a demon for you on Etsy.com. Please don't buy demons on Etsy.com. Trust and believe, once again, whatever they say they're going to do for you is probably not what's going to happen. Sounds like religion in general. I think that's a pretty accurate assessment. You like, I don't know, you can summon demons if you want. Like if you have, if that's your practice, people summon demons. I don't know, but also like don't pay some lady on Etsy who may or may not be doing anything to promise you that they're going to summon a demon who's going to do all this stuff. I don't know, people on TikTok and on Etsy and some of these other places, they promise to do stuff that no reasonable like neo-pagan practitioner or like occultist would actually do for you. No one is going to make people fall in love with you. No one is going to make people fall in love with you. Do you know what I mean? No one is going to like fix your relationships. Like magic, nothing works like that. Do you know what I mean? Please don't, like people going on Etsy and promising they're going to like fix your depression. Etsy cannot fix your depression. I mean, I like to buy things. I like to buy things on Etsy. It does make me feel better, but it doesn't fix my depression. They're not going to send you a pink candle that makes you feel better. Do you know what I mean? What if they have a hot bod? No. Pardon me. Okay, this is related, I think.
Mundane over magical is not dumb. It is not gaslighty. It is not boring. It is just asking that you look critically at your experiences and to look for explanations that aren't fantastical. Like, I don't understand why that bothers you so much. It's important that we look critically at our experiences, and like my suggestion that you consider that it might be your own subconscious mind over an external thing reaching out to you does not invalidate any spiritual experiences, in fact. And like, we need to deconstruct the main character syndrome of a lot of people to like humble yourself. Also, like, I've always disliked the idea of like, oh, this guy reached out to me, because it takes the agency out of the witch's hands, right? Like, witchcraft is a choice. We choose to be witches. It's a thing we choose to do, a thing we choose to be. And there's this very Christian narrative about like the gods reaching down and pulling us out of it. Blah 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 blah. I don't like it.
Yeah, there is like a tendency for folks to like, okay, like, listen, have you seen ghosts? I don't fucking know if you've seen ghosts, dog. I'm not in your house. I don't know what you saw. Are ghosts real? It's not an answerable question. Do you know what I mean? I'm not able to say for you, yes, ghosts are definitely real and no, ghosts are not real, because I can't prove it, and I also can't disprove. There's no information about this. There's no way to tell what's going on with ghosts. If you're feeling ghosts in your life and it's like part of like your spiritual experience, that's totally valid. I've not seen ghosts. I do not engage with ghosts and spirits like that in my practice, but I also, like, we're talking about spiritualism here. Everybody's doing their own thing, but like, it's not healthy or helpful to make everything that happens to you magic or because of magic. And like, I know for a fact there are people in the chat who've had this experience where you end up just like, you know, believing that everything is happening because of an external force and there's no control you actually have over your life. There's only a way for you to act correctly or incorrectly. And if something goes wrong, it must be your fault. You must have somehow fucked up. Sheesh is right. Like, the last thing we need is to replicate the parts of like more traditional religion that we're like maybe trying to separate ourselves from, but just like here in the like weird neo-pagan occultist space, you know? Like, no, you have not killed any of the Greek gods. That didn't happen. You're not able to affect other people's practice the way you're claiming to. Like, there are people going out and saying, oh yeah, you can no longer talk to Persephone because I killed her. Homeboy, what the fuck are you talking about? How is that possible that that's how it works? Why would anyone think that that's how it works? Why do you think that's how it works? Right? And like, saying that I'm gaslighting you by suggesting that like you have a carbon monoxide leak in your house and not that you're talking to the entire pantheon of Greek gods every single night before you go to bed. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. One of my favorite witches on TikTok did a thing where he was like, is witchcraft real? I don't know. It's mostly spicy psychiatry, probably. But I like pretty rocks and they make me happy. Listen, like, what do I want to say? Asking whether or not magic is real is missing the point. Is magic real? Can I make you magically levitate? Can I make you teleport to work? No. No, I fucking can't make you teleport to work. If I could do that, I would be doing it for everybody. I'd be a millionaire. Magic is not about bippity boppity booping problems way. Magic is about ritual. It's about understanding yourself. It's about understanding your world. It's about contextualizing your experiences. The same as any spiritual practice or religion. Like, people experience their worlds differently. And like, different rituals work for different people, but like, is magic real? I don't
aren't
fucking
these
know.
Greek
What do you
gods?
mean?
For one, you can't hurt them without a god's weapon, and two, Every god isn't afraid to throw hands.
Well, there's also that. Thank you very much, Small Spring Roll, for the follow. You pulled the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man reminds you that there are sometimes multiple options that you have to choose from, and none of them are obviously better. And it can make choosing very difficult, but you're smart and you're capable. Don't get stressed out trying to pick. Follow your heart. Do what you got to do. You're going to be just fine. Thank you again for the follow. Yeah, like, gods don't work. Like, okay, gods are not like your neighbor. You can't just go to their house and stab them to death. And if you could, why would you want to do that? Sounds like many people going and want to play single player D&D, not a religion. Yes. And like, I want to be very clear too, that there are like teenagers who do this, and like, they're teenagers. You know, I don't know why we act like the things that 14-year-olds do are all that deep. Okay. If my 14-year-old cousin comes up to me and says, my pronouns are dog and cat, I'm neurogender, and I also like astral project every night and shake hands with Harry Potter, I'd be like, Pog, are you feeling good? And they'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like, fine. You're 14. If you're happy, it's probably fine. Go to public school, get an education, and call me. And if you still think these things when you're like 18 and a half, I mean, we can like talk about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why we're acting like it's all that deep. Final Fantasy House. For real. I mean, listen, like, I don't really care how people are identified. I don't want to claim that like people grow out of genders. It's not like that, or that like neopronouns are a problem or whatever. But I just mean like people get very wrapped up in all of this weird air quotes stuff that teenagers are doing that they believe. And I'm not here to like shame teenagers for thinking whatever the fuck they're thinking so they can get through their weird lives. Being a teenager is hard. But what I mean, like an adult woman, a 42-year-old woman who is going on the internet to claim that she is the strongest witch in North America and that she is actively using the video I'm watching to change the molecular structure of my body. Ma'am, there are two options. Either you're delusional or you're grifting, and both are not good. Way to call out my inability to make decisions. Thank you. I'm glad you like the follow alerts. I appreciate it. She's one of the charmed ones. Oh my God. You're not a chosen one. You're just a guy. It's fine. It's so fine to be normal. It's okay. You can practice however you practice, and everybody's having their experience, and it's totally valid. But don't come in here claiming that you're like, I don't know, like zapping cancer out of people. Like, now we have a big issue. Hi, Jammy. Hi, Jammy. How you doing? I'm complaining. So yeah, so like saying that something, I am God. Okay, well, ban Jammy for misinformation. Same. Well, I guess we're gonna have to take Boundary out too. Yeah. So like, yeah. Magic is not real or not real. That's not how things work. Spiritual practice is individual. Let people live their lives, but don't come out here and try to act like you're gonna like you're gonna fix all my problems or try to sell me a solution that makes no fucking sense. I knew a guy that said rocks and crystals gave off vibrational energy that cure cancer. I've heard that too. I mean, listen, I please don't make me talk about quantum shit. I'm begging. But like, ritual is not about whether or not the crystal wavelengths are like going to, I don't know, teleport me to fucking Mars. That's not what magic is about. You know?
I mean, to be fair, I don't have to like everything. But what I can say is that I think that people should question their experiences. And that's good. See, doubt is good. Blind faith is bad. We have all seen where blind faith leads in the history of man. How people
yes, Jamie, what do you need?
Manipulated by it, how people are controlled by it, how people set themselves up as figures using the blind. Like, there's a whole human history to show you why that's a bad idea, right? When we have doubt, which is good, doubt is good. It's better to believe things, and if you consider the mundane and still decide that it is true, you can still hold those doubts in your mind, and it leaves you open to change. It leaves you open to having Your ideas change over time and evolve. When you set yourself into blind faith, you establish your identity that this must be true. I have defined myself by these ideas. And by opening yourself up to the possibility that they aren't, even if you still believe them, you don't close yourself off from the roads that, like, if new evidence or new information comes in, could lead you to a better truth. Like,
a more accurate understanding, a more detailed understanding. It's like you can't lock yourself in. You're going to end up exactly like the people you're trying to avoid most of the time, because I feel like many of us are doing this because we don't like the traditional systems that we exist in, right? The only thing I know about crystals, they're extremely overpriced in stores. Most of those crystals are grown in a lab. So yeah, the ones you're getting in the smudge shops most of the time, and again, like, get your bag, ladies. Like, don't look at me. I'm not here to shade you. I'm just saying that if you're going to stores and buying what they're claiming is natural amethyst for like $50, it's definitely not natural. I'm sorry. He said it was published research. I looked it up but couldn't find a single paper. This reminds me of my friend who was at school, and there was a girl, they were supposed to do a research project, and there was a lady who was going to do her research project on the health benefits of celery juice, and then got very frustrated when she couldn't find any evidence. If you start going on a tangent, I'm gonna make you take a break. Why are you yelling at me? Oh God. Yeah, the worm debate has already finished. Mom wants Buddy to eat her if she becomes more. Yeah, Buddy's like, no, I'm not going to do that. But I think that's rude, to be honest. He wanted to fight me. And I guess we did. But yeah. Sounds deserved. What do you mean? That he wanted to fight me? Listen. I just asked for one simple thing. I just asked for one small thing. I ain't eating no worm neither. Why don't you want to eat? This is not about any worm, Jamie. It's about me specifically. Great worm debate of 2023. To be fair, a lot of it was me talking about what I had for dinner, which was curry. I would say the second half of the first hour, but actually I don't know how long it was. It was an hour before we started looking at TikTok, so that is accurate. Listen, you can look at the VOD and engage with the worm debate if you want. If I was in a relationship with somebody for X amount of years, Buddy and I started dating in 2011, so however many years that is. 2010? It might have been 2010. It might have been 2010. Ask me if I'd eat them if they turned to a worm. The answer is still no. Rude. I would eat you if you became a worm. Thank you. And that's your true wish. Thank you. My go-to answer is I will build a nice little terrarium to live happy in. That's what Buddy said originally. He said he would give me some nice compost to live in. And hunt down the bastard that turned you into a worm and convince him to turn you back. I always imagined the wormification would be like, you know, like just a process of the earth. The earth. It would just happen naturally. I would become worm naturally. I might tell them yes. Once they're gone, it doesn't matter. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Jamie. You would lie? You would lie to your wife and or husband? Unbelievable. That's double-digit years. It is several years. It's true. Yeah, I don't even know. I think we started dating in like the winter. But if you ask me the specifics, I don't even fucking know. All I know is that I called him on the phone and I said, we're dating. We're going to sushi right now. And I went with him. Yeah. It was a good date. It was a good date. Yeah. 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 Now I'm completely lost. Now I'm totally lost. I don't even know where I was going with this. I was thinking maybe we would transition into some YouTube video next. I have one specific YouTube video that I wanted to watch. Oh my God, look at all these tabs. But I think we should take a little breaky break, shall we? I don't know how you guys feel about this content. I've never done like TikTok reacts before, and I don't know how people normally set them up. I feel like what happens is sometimes people have like just like long chains of TikToks to watch, and I don't know. I don't know if they just go through their For You page or what. Oh yeah. There are some compilations that got posted in the Discord, but I probably will not watch other people's like combinations of TikToks. I don't know if that's like a normal thing to do. But yeah, I feel like then I'm meta reacting. I'm reacting to the reaction of a reaction, right? Or maybe it's just like a combination video. I don't think they go through For You because they don't want a copyright strike by music. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Maybe I should go. Oh my God, I got the burps. Maybe I should go through some of the compilation videos. I don't know. I tried to curate some that I thought you guys would like. So yeah. And this is Maple Moth. Don't ask me why. Do a whole stream where you watch my stream and react. Let's go here. Let's go find. Oh, actually, this is not the best way. Oh, I don't want to go to Twitch Tracker. Actually, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to Jam. Where is the clips? Clips. How do I get to the clips? Take me to all the clips. Top all. Let's watch Jammy's best and most best clip. Oh, I have, pardon me. I have Twitch muted. I unmute.
He doesn't, I mean, you died before the ulti, but like, I don't know. If, you know, we got, like, our goal is to get like a couple picks there. Yeah, it was like 2 ults, like that was, alright.
What? Jimmy, what the fuck are you doing in this clip?
I mean, you died before the ulti, but like,
what are you standing on?
if, you know, we got, like, our goal is to get like a couple picks there. Yeah, it was like 2 ults, like that was alright.
Why were you on the fucking table, Jam? Jammy, what the fuck were you doing? This is the content you want me to react to?
Hello. Hello.
Hacks.
Oh, it's a reload. It's a 2-shot. Oh!
This is what it looks like when you're hacking in video games. Hacker. Unbelievable footage of hacking. I had a great play of the game. Got excited. So you climbed on the table? Have you told Mother what you've done to me? Yo, the arm though? Yeah. This is how I point at things. Hacker. Unbelievable. Are you talking about the no shame standee? I know about that. I know about the no shame standee. You don't need to tell me. I know all about it. Rip. I mean, yes, rip the table. Indeed. It got ripped in half. All right, you guys, let's take a little short break. Rip the no shame standee. What did you do to the standee? What did you do to the standee, Jam? Did you keep his head like you did, Helen? You guys, for context, if you don't know, Jammy had a life-size standee of No Shame dabbing, and it was in the back of the stream for a while. But Jammy moved recently, so I assumed the reason No Shame wasn't in frame was because No Shame was in like a box. He got wet during the flood, and I had to remove him. Oh my God! You drowned No Shame? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You guys hearing this? Didn't want the movers to be like, what the fuck is this wet human cardboard? Unbelievable. It's canon that I'm dead in the Jammy AU. For real. For real. Jammy Cinematic Universe. No Shame died in a flood. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Honestly? I believe it because Jamie, I just saw a clip of Jamie literally jumping onto a table and destroying it. So it seems on brand. It does seem somewhat on brand, but still fucked up, honestly. Still low-key kind of fucked up when you ask me. These things happen. I don't think that's... I don't think that is the vibe. The vibe of these things happen. Do you know what I'm saying? Go on break. You deserve it. I am going to go on break. Hold on. I'm looking for my thing so I can show you guys what we're going to do. You deserve it. I do deserve it. Someone should make mom a standee and slap a slice of cheese across my... Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Here, why don't we look? Okay, so there's this guy. Hi, excuse me. Muted. Actually, no, I'll do what I'm actually supposed to do. Okay, so there's this guy. He has a YouTube channel. It's called Let's Talk Religion. I wonder if he has an episode on Wicca. That would be interesting, right? He does a lot of conversations about like Christianity and Islam, and it's very interesting. How do you search somebody's YouTube channel? Where's the little YouTube search bar in their YouTube channel? The fuck? Okay, let me try it like this. I'll put it in the regular YouTube. Let's talk about Wicca. Does he have one? Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Religion for Breakfast has one. Neoplatonism. Bleh. Kabbalah. Oh my God, I do not want to talk about Kabbalah. We'll be here for ages. You need the cheese chemical? I don't need cheese chemical, okay? I have plenty of cheese chemical already. What's religion for breakfast? Does anybody know this guy? Is he good? I guess we can watch his video anyway. Huh. His thumbnails are kind of whack, but I mean, whose thumbnails are not whack? An educational channel dedicated to academic, non-sectarian study of religion. Okay, so maybe we'll check out this guy's video on Wicca. He seems nice. He has a beard. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like a beard goes a long way to make me feel like you're not suspicious. Like, this is not an AI. This man's in real. Right? Here's his beard. Here's his glasses. He's got a helmet. Evil eye. Books. He sure looks like a flesh tuber. Indeed. He sure looks like a person. Religion for Breakfast is pretty decent. He's an academic, but he also plays around with the study of fictional religions like the Zelda games. That's cool. Okay, so maybe we'll check it out. We'll watch his What is Wicca video. Maybe we'll learn something. Hi, Quizzicato, hi. We're going to watch this video when I come back from break. So I'm going to go on a short break, and then we'll watch this. This was not the video I had originally prepared, but it is a video still. Why am I being bonked, huh? Okay, so you guys enjoy the clip show. I'll be back in just like a couple of minutes, and when I come back, we'll watch this video. We'll have a good time, okay? Don't yell at me. Don't do it. Okay? Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. It's me, your mom. I'm back. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing? What are you guys fighting for? I thought you died. I'm so glad you're alive. I am glad to be alive also. Why y'all breaking stuff? We totally didn't break anything. All I see is broken stuff. All I see is stuff that's broken. No lie. Why have you wrought such havoc? Why have you done this to us? I'm preparing. Some stuff got a little bit messed up, so I'm preparing it. Do boo doo. Boop. 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 I know what you guys are like, okay? You don't need to tell me that you broke something for me to know that you broke something, okay? Boundary first again. Double first. Actually, was Boundary first the first time? Now I forget who was first the first time. I feel like it was Boundary, though. We didn't do anything. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Sus. Susamogus noise. Vine boom. Knocking shit over. Damn. I have some crackers. Can you hear my loud cracker bag? These ones are peanut butter. So I haven't been infected by cheese chemicals, okay? Oh, why is Moth Baby still has his stick? Ta-da! Oh my god, it looks like he doesn't have a feet. He does have a feet, I promise. He defo has a foot. Peanut butter crackers are good. It's the Ritz Bits sandwiches in peanut butter flavor. Yeah. They're pretty good. Filled with real peanut butter. Now explain to me, if it's not peanut butter, what would it be? What do you make fake peanut butter out of? Flour, peanut butter, peanuts, vegetable oil, salt, peanut oil, shortening, sugars, salt, baking soda, monocalcium phosphate, an aluminum bicarbonate, soy lectin, asparaginase for sweetness? That's really low down though. Amylase and protease. Okay. Was there peanut butter before fake? Explain. America, explain. Oh, well, I don't care. I'm eating them. If they're fake, I guess I'm fake. You would never accuse your mom of being not real, would you? Where's my fingy? Beep. We're gonna look at this guy. You know what all those ingredients are? Well, most of them, yeah. I assume that asparaginase. I mean, it sounds a bit like aspartame, right? But also it sounds like it has asparagus in it. It's really low down, and aspartame usually uses sweetener, so I don't think it's that. It must be some other shenanigan, something else. So I don't know exactly what that's all about, but like amylase and protease is just like proteins, just amino acids. So I don't know why they've added that. It's supposed to be enriched. It's 3 grams of protein, but I assume that's from the peanut butter. But the, oh, this is the French side. No wonder I can't read anything. The monocalcium phosphate and the aluminum bicarbonate are preservatives, baby. For preserving. It's ammonium bicarbonate. So maybe it's just to help it poof up. Why did I say aluminum bicarbonate? Why did I think it was aluminum bicarbonate? Now I feel silly. What if it's just a mix of the two? A mix of the two what? Aluminum and bicarbonate? Or a preservative and a sweetener? Also, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to watch this video. I hope it's informative. I've never seen this guy before, so I hope he's interesting. I hope he's interesting. I think he will be. Shall we begin, actually? Let's get into it. Why not? Let's begin. So this is What is Wicca by Religion for Breakfast. So please feel free to check out this. Oh, this is not what I wanted. That's also not what I wanted. Hello? That's what I wanted.
Is a new religious movement based on Wicca is a new religious movement based on witchcraft that arose in England in the early to mid 20th century.
No captions.
Scholars describe it as a contemporary pagan religion, and in fact, it's arguably one of the largest pagan religions in the world. In this video, we'll cover Wicca's origins, its beliefs and practices, as well as some major streams of thought running through the tradition, such as environmentalism and feminism.
Yeah.
But Wicca is extremely eclectic. As the journalist and Wiccan priestess Margot Adler wrote in her book Drawing Down the Moon, in this religion, there is an exception to everything. So as I go through this overview of Wicca, I will
that sounds like kind of interesting to read.
Of belief and practice in this tradition. Nothing is monolithic. And because this subject is outside of my own specialty, I'll be relying on these scholarly publications.
Ethan Doyle White, Wicca, A History, Brief and Community in Modern Pagan Witchcraft. Oh, that sounds interesting too. Witching culture, folklore and neo-paganism. Ooh. Triumph of the Moon, history of modern pagan witchcraft. Yeah, lots of moon stuff. That tracks. The blind moon dial makers, creativity and renewal in Wicca. That also sounds really interesting. And that one's like new. That's like 2019 new. Pagan scholarship from pagan perspective. From the Religious Studies Project. Okay. These sound like interesting sources to check out. And the previous one also. Would you consider Wicca to be new? I suppose I would, to a certain extent, consider it to be new. It's definitely much newer than basically any other established religion. Though it is quite small, I would say, like, in the scope of religions. All right.
On Wicca, and we'll be citing them accordingly. I recommend you to check out their scholarship if you want to learn more. Let's get into it. First, some basic terminology.
Okay.
The word Wicca derives from the Old English word for witch or sorcerer, which was probably pronounced witcha. The term was adopted by practitioners in the...
Older than Mormons? Definitely not. Mormonism was established in the 1800s, I would say. And Wicca established probably in the 50s, I think. Not to come for your wig, Boundary. I think Mormons are usually considered very new. I think because they're sort of portrayed by a lot of more established Protestant religion, like pastors and stuff, as like these weird new people. I think the Jehovah's also. Witnesses, I think, also in the 1800s. But I think Jehovah's Witnesses are newer. I don't think Jehovah's Witnesses and Mormons are particularly similar in their, like, how do I say this politely? In their Bible editions, in the things they add to the Bible, I would say. But I would say that their structure is kind of similar. Though I think there's a reasonable argument to be made that the Witnesses are much more extreme. You're not wrong. I thought the Mormons were like 1950s thing. No. Joseph Smith. Joseph Smith, I think, was born in the early 1800s. If I'm not mistaken, not a Mormon scholar, but I think that is correct. Yeah, and he was doing his like treasure digging and seer stone stuff. Yeah, it's interesting because Joseph Smith, later on in his life, there's a lot of like printing press stuff. Like a lot of Mormonism is spread through newsletters and things early on, which is kind of interesting. Sort of an early American thing. Google told me it was founded in 1830. That sounds about right to me. Yeah. There's like the narrative in Mormonism, in the religion of Mormonism, is that he was like a little farm boy and that his mom was a school teacher. But I don't have historical sources that verify that specifically. I think it's pretty accurate, though. Yeah. There's some really interesting stuff in Mormonism. And if I talk about it for too long, I will put my foot up my own ass. And I will also just like ramble on. And you Google more before I open my mouth. No, you're doing fine. You're doing totally fine. Listen, you know, I get stuff wrong all the time. So you're in good company here. Besides, if we Google every single thing before we say it, we'll never talk. All right, let's continue.
In the 1960s, Wiccan practitioners, both men and women, self-identify as witches, a term that they reclaim as a positive title rather than the historical Christian view that witches are evil figures.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Lots of people outside of Wicca use terms like
Hi,
Wicca
Badger.
and Satanism interchangeably.
Welcome back,
this
Badger.
is conflating two different movements.
Wait, hold on.
Figures. Now, lots of people outside of Wicca use terms like Wicca and Satanism interchangeably.
A lot. Wiccans are not into Satan. I feel like that's, I don't know, maybe that's a very normie misconception. Kind of forgot there were flavors of Christianity that were established after like the 1500s. Yeah. There are actually quite a few. As far as I understand, the major Protestant movement happens very early on. But like some of the newer sects of Protestantism are some of the most popular ones. Like I'm pretty sure Baptists were established after the move to America from England, if I'm not mistaken, which would have been the 1700s or something. My dates are so bad, you guys. I'm not, like, geographical information and like date information is not my forte, but that's my understanding, I think. Yeah. So yeah. And there's also like a lot of like Protestant splitting that happens way later on. Get a lot from what I've experienced. People are mistaking my pentagram for devil's pentagram. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion with Satanism. And there's also a lot of confusion between like the temple of Satan, the church of Satan, and like Luciferianism as like three schools of thought or organizations more accurately. Like the church of Satan and the temple of Satan are two different organizations and they operate differently. History dates are hard. Yeah, it's too much for me. I don't really think of much since I'm European. Yeah. That makes sense. And in Europe, like, okay, like if I'm going to be real, I mean, there is a distinct fundamentalist flavor to the people who decided to leave Europe to come to America, I think. So I feel like from the perspective of Europe, a lot of the stuff that like the Americans are doing, the Americans, including Canadians most of the time, is like, that's fucking weird. Hi, Mom, did you do something with your hair? You look lovely. Yes, I'm in my teacher outfit because we're learning today. How you doing, buddy? How are you doing? Yeah. If you're ever thinking about Satanism, here's a good guide. The Church of Satan was started in like the 70s by like a guy, you know? Where is this? There we go. The Church of Satan was started by like a guy and they do worship Satan. The Temple of Satan doesn't so much worship Satan as they are there to oppose religious fundamentalism in government. So the Temple of Satan are the ones who like copyrighted the Baphomet statue and tried to put a Baphomet statue opposite the Ten Commandments. And then Luciferians believe in the devil as a religious figure, but don't believe in the Satan narrative of the Bible as it's presented by modern Christianity. Yeah. Mom's always lovely. Thank you. You're doing okay? That's good. I'm glad.
But this is conflating two different movements. Satanism encompasses a diversity of groups that, as the name suggests, look to Satan as a symbol of admiration.
Hey! Hey, Necropolitan, how are you doing? We're learning about Wicca. We're learning about the history of Wicca.
Necropolitan_ is rating with 2 viewers.
Hi, how was your stream? How was Street Fighter 6? Did you enjoy? Did you enjoy your time? We were talking about it yesterday, and I hear people really are enjoying it. Very much so. So I hope you had a good time. Yeah, we're learning from this man. This is religion for breakfast, and we're learning from him. Seen many abominations made in Street Fighter. I have seen. I watched Charlie. I watched like a Charlie clip, Moist Charlie. And he was like, he had made just like the most horrible creature. He was like shiny, awful. Hello, I'm doing pretty good. Street Fighter 6 was fun. I did a stupid thing with it and took a shot for every loss. Hit 9 shots and decided to end the stream. You know what? I'm proud of you for listening to your body and making healthy decisions for yourself. And I hope that you're having a great night. Sounds like you maybe are going to need some self-care and perhaps some water and a nap. So please don't hesitate to take good care of yourself and do what you need to do. But you're also welcome to sit and learn with us if you are able. Thank you very much for the raid, baby. It's very nice to have you here with us today. Appreciate you.
Individualism, nonconformity, or the rejection of authoritarianism. Some Satanists could be classified as atheistic Satanists, people who don't believe in the supernatural at all, but adopt Satan as a model for their lives. For example, the Satanic Temple consider themselves to be a non-theistic,
secular, mostly
supernaturalist religious organization with Satan functioning as an icon representing the eternal rebel.
Yeah.
Other Satanists are more supernaturalist. These groups do actually believe in a supernatural being called Satan and sometimes practice forms of magic as part of their religious practice.
That would be more the Church of Satan.
On the other hand, is a different religious movement.
Yeah, Wicca is completely, entirely different. Street Fighter 6 is the first fighting game I've ever played. What characters do you like to play? Ooh, yeah, I'm also interested to know. I'll need some rest. I'm trying my best to stay focused. I was drinking water alongside my drink of choice for the whole stream. That's good, that's good. Very hydrated. You might need to pee, so I completely understand also if that's an important business that needs to get taken care of. But yeah, if you're up to the task, I would love to hear more about who you were using as your guy, your type of guy.
It doesn't even factor into the picture for Wiccans because they view themselves as following a pre-Christian pagan religion that survived in Europe despite being Christianized throughout the late antique and medieval periods.
Yeah, I would say that this is like a core criticism of Wicca is like, is this part of it actually real? Like, did it survive? Is that what you're practicing? Or is it something newer than that? You know? Currently loving Jamie. Drunken boxing is fun. Oh, that sounds cool. And Zangief. Zangief is the wide boy. He's the shit brick house, so to speak. Is that not correct? Big muscle daddy. Whenever I play Street Fighter, I play Blanca. I do not know Blanca off the top of my head. But I'm sure she's very cool. She, they, them, him, Blanca.
And despite witch hunts and witch trials, Wicca and witchcraft are not synonymous, though. Yes, Wicca involves practicing witchcraft, and they call themselves witches, but there are a bunch of other witchcraft-based groups who
Electric Beast
identify
Man.
as witches, but not as Wiccan. Now that we've gotten terminology out of the way, what about
Sounds cool,
origins? Wicca emerged in the early to mid 20th century, founded by the Englishman Gerald Gardner.
There's the boy. He looks tanned, baby. This boy needs some eye cream and, like, you know, some tea, maybe. Zangief is the big Russian boy. Best gym inspiration ever, bless. Pikachu Skin Sona. Stop. We are not making Skin Sona a thing. Mostly Lily. I like using the clubs to hit you. Oh, Lily's the new girl. I have seen clips of the new girl. And she has the 2 sticks. She seems very fun and cute. She does seem very fun and cute. Didn't have color back then? Okay, but even in full sepia, this is the face of a man who's been toasted. Roasted, toasted, and toasted again. No shade. Like, good for her. But, you know, sunscreen never hurt anybody. He does have a certain je ne sais leathery about him. No shade. He seems very handsome and very polite. Or he just reads a lot. That definitely is possible. Lily's interesting. Have trouble playing against her. Anything throw base. So mana, especially my kryptonite. It hurts when it gets in my eyes, though. The sunscreen? Is that harm? I don't think that counts, baby. Your eyes are just extra safe. No pain, no gain. Am I right? Am I right?
Wicca. Gardner was avidly interested in esotericism, folklore, and the occult throughout his life. He joined a Freemason lodge earlier in life and later moved to the town of Highcliffe in southern England, where he was involved with the activities of a local group of Rosicrucians, an esoteric order.
Rosicrucianists!
The town of Highcliffe is located near the New Forest, now an extensive national park. And it was here that Gardner claims that in 1939 he encountered and was initiated into a coven of witches, now known as the New Forest Coven. He claimed that he had discovered the remnants of a pre-Christian witchcraft-based religion surviving in England.
Necropolitan.
He got these ideas from the English historian Margaret Murray, one of the main champions of this so-called witch cult survival theory. She was the person who provided the academic foundation for Gardner's own beliefs. Decades before Gardner's own interest in witchcraft, Murray published articles arguing that a pagan religion that she called the witch cult survived in Western Europe. Her work culminated in the 1921 book, The Witch Cult in Western Europe, in which she argued that witches gathered in covens to worship the pagan horned god. And
oh, look at this boy! Look at this man! What a guy. What a guy. He's very stately. Very serious. He do be having antlers, it's true. Okay, just off the bat, I had not actually heard this about the horned god. I did not know this. This is new information to me. I would love to get a hold of this too. Would be horrifying at night. He would be a little scary, maybe. A handsome boy, agreed. I'm very interested in this. I'm interested to read this. I don't know how accurate it is. I mean, maybe this boy is going to tell us how accurate it is, but I am interested. He just wants a hug? Literally. He's looking for vibes. And honestly, he's catching them. Though he does sort of look like maybe he was made intentionally to be set on fire, which is a bit concerning. But it's a lovely little sculpture of such a stately man. Oh my God, I'm dying. I always forget about the horned god. There are a lot of things I have heard a lot of horror movies spun off. The horned god magic stuff. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Breathe, bitch, breathe. I'm trying. No, I don't need the Heimlich. I just had a tiny crumb of cracker got inside, but I'm fixed. It's fine. Don't panic.
Just all manner of ceremonial magical rituals.
Needs a
She
wee
argued
woo.
that these groups were the target of the witch trials and witch hunts of the medieval and early modern period.
That doesn't seem correct to me.
Later in life, Margaret Murray herself wrote the intro of one of Gardner's most popular books, Witchcraft Today, summarizing his argument that the various groups of witches throughout England still practice the same rites as the so-called witches of the Middle Ages, and that the rites are a true survival and not a mere revival copied out of books.
Okay, but I don't think this is correct. Again, I think we're going to get more context, but I don't think this is correct. Because the witch trials were not, hello, ambulance or something. It's fine. I got fixed. I coughed really hard, and then I got fixed. One of the few times I've been able to pop into a stream in a while. I love the model, super cute. Thank you. I'm in teacher mode. And I have my fingy. Powerful fingy for pointing. Important. My work here is done. Incredible. Shane came. I was cured, and he left. Surely he must be incredibly skilled. Also, my ass keeps sliding around my chair in a way I don't want it to. This I don't think is right because powerful fingy pointer. It's true. The smaller it gets, the more powerful it is. I don't think this is right because the witch trials were not about people actually doing witchcraft. They were about controlling women. They're about controlling people and fear, for real. That gift from Sailor Moon? Which one? De-slip that side. You know what? I am wearing yoga pants. I am wearing some leggings, and perhaps my ass is too slippery. Perhaps it is. I need to add more ass grip for next time.
Now, Murray's theories did not hold up to historical scrutiny, and by the 1970s, historians such as Keith Thomas, the author of Religion and the Decline of Magic, discredited her theory as overly selective of its evidence. Careful analysis of the witch trial records from early modern Europe determined that the women caught up in these mass panics were not practicing a pagan religion. Many Wiccans today hold to versions.
Yeah, most of the people, like the people who were persecuted were in small Christian communities. They were Christian. Though I will say, like, there's some credence to the idea that like a woman who's like providing herbs and stuff might be considered a witch and might be persecuted for like having agency and like doing productive things and helping other women. But like, you know, I don't think that's what happened. I Googled the book. Seems like you read it online for free. If you feel so inclined, if you're bold enough, it would be great. There's a magic and occult section in the Discord. I would love it if you could link it. But if not, that's totally fine. I'll go searching for it after stream. If you link it in stream, you'll get bonked. So don't panic. Tuxedo Mask one saying, my work here is done. Oh, that clip? Oh, and he like whip his like cape. Bunny does get it. True. Bunny is very smart and very cool. Facts. Hi, Bunny. Hi. We're learning about Wicca. We're learning about Wicca.
Versions of Murray's theory as a mythical origin story.
Yeah.
Some hold to it literally, others metaphorically, saying that they feel an affinity for witches and pagans of the past, even if their tradition is not a direct historical survival.
That's fine.
To Gardner's initiation. Whether or not Gardner was actually initiated into a new forest coven has not been independently verified. One of the top biographers of Gardner's life, Philip Heselton.
Okay, but can we talk about... We talk about this. What a fabulous man. Incredible. Immaculate vibes reside here. If it turns out he's evil, I'm going to be very disappointed. Because who could argue with this beard? Yeah, whether or not this guy was actually... I don't know. I'm skeptical that this coven is real. Like, the animal documentaries for real. Actually, if I saw these glasses for sale in real life, if they would make these glasses into glasses I could wear in real life, I would. I know the hair, right? I would like to pet it. I don't know if you would appreciate that.
Top biographers of Gardner's life, Philip Heselton, argues that this coven really existed and Gardner's initiation truly took place. Heselton's arguments have convinced at least one scholar of Wicca, Ethan Wright, who has written an excellent history of Wicca. Other scholars of modern paganism, Aidan Kelly and Chas Clifton, argue that Gardner invented the encounter with the New Forest Coven,
yeah, that's
saying
probably...
that he actually developed Wicca in the 40s and 50s and backdated his initiation to 1939.
Yeah.
But
that seems
ultimately
legit.
We don't know, since the events are based on Gardner's own accounts. Regardless of what happened or didn't happen, we do know that he founded a coven in London after World War II and went on to be a prolific popularizer of witchcraft. During his time in the 40s and 50s, he was a prominent figure in British occult circles. For example, Aleister Crowley, the famous occultist, was acquainted with Gardner and initiated...
Look at this fucking clown. Crowley, what are you doing in this hat? What in the let my people go is this supposed to be? For real? Is this a literal leopard skin that you've draped across yourself? My goodness. This man, like, for real. Like, I'm here for you to express yourself, but this is ridiculous. Badger. There's the most batshit insane pictures. No, this is not even the craziest picture of Crowley. Like, this is pretty tame, considering. Like, this boy right here, this man founded a religion where, like, part of it is that you eat, like, bodily secretions. Like, this is a cum wizard right here, okay? To be clear, this man believed and attempted to practice cum magic. So, like, we can talk about the cum another time, okay? But this is normal for him. You laugh. This is real tea. Cum wizardry has a long and storied academic history, okay? Listen to me, okay, chat? Listen to me. Look at me very closely. If you are a man in history and you think magic is real, okay, and you think that women are not that important, of course you think that the cum is magic. Where do you think all this alpha male shit's coming from? It's coming from right here. Can I be a man in history? You can think your cum is magic right now, babe. You don't need history for that. What in the let my people go is this? For real though, who the fuck do you think you are? Pharaoh is annoyed. I'm annoyed. Is he the period blood and the pizza sauce guy? I don't think Aleister Crowley ate a lot of pizza. But yeah, that was in Thelema, it is notably accurate that you are sometimes supposed to be eating the period blood of the high priestess. I don't think that a lot of modern people practicing Thelema actually do that. But it's in there. I can't breathe. I'm being for real. This is serious fucking business, okay? Oh my God. Why? Because Quizzicatle. Isn't it obvious? It's like the womb is the most magical place on the earth, bro, because like people come from in there. Medieval alchemy had a whole thing about how like the uterus, I don't even know if they knew it was a uterus at the time, okay? But like the women, hold on. I started using she, her pronouns. Oh, congratulations. Been debating on if I want to transition for a bit, but I figured I'd bring it up. Absolutely, Necopolitan. She, her pronouns it is. Proud of you. And I hope it goes well. You know, you might as well try it out. What are the cops going to stop you if you take the pronouns for a test drive? You got to give it a try. Congrats. Okay. But like the GG. The medieval occultists, they believed that the women, that's me, I'm women, were a jar. They were basically just a big jar. And the cum goes in it, not my mouth, but like, you know, down in the la vagina, okay? The cum goes in there. And then they just like cook literally like an oven, the baby. And they were like, well, obviously if women can do it, it must be stupid. So obviously we could just do it in a jar outside. Can I be a jar of olives? Imagine the other day I made a post on Twitter and it was like, oh, I was eating pizza and I accidentally swallowed the olive bone and now I'm worried I'll grow an olive tree. Yes, it's extremely pog. We hope your gender journey goes well. I feel like there should be a card for that. But yeah, so like this whole cum wizard thing, this is like the homunculus situation. The olive bone, yeah. The olive bone, I ate it. Okay, let's continue. If I keep talking about cum, I'm gonna get in trouble. We need to stop. Yes, the most gay of journeys, the gender journey, where you experience the gender. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Can you tell me again where I should post a link in Discord? No problem, Small Spring. Thank you so much for joining the Discord. So when you first join, you have to go into the README channel and agree to the rules. And once that's done, you'll get a bunch of extra channels you can post in. And the one you're looking for is called Magic Occult. If you're ever confused about which channels are for what, at the very top, there's a channel directory that has a big list. Yeah. So the Magic Occult channel is the best place to post. But I'm sure if you still need help, you can post in the newbie zone and somebody can help you get to where you need to go. Probably No Shame. Thank you, No Shame. If you're there, I appreciate you. I hope that's helpful, Small Spring Roll. Let me know if that's confusing at all. Aren't olive bones just rocks? That's what I'm saying. Got demons in your blood. Drink this murky white liquid. Also, maybe leeches. Demons in your bones. Drink the liquid. Leeches? Have you considered leeches? I think Small Spring Roll is trying to find a spot for their linky link. So far, I've been loving using them. My friends have been taken to it very well. Excellent. That's excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. Be crime, do gay, accurate. Let's continue.
Initiated him into the esoteric Ordo Templi Orientis. Gardner also participated as
don't
a
even
member
ask me. I
of
don't
a
want to talk
local
about
Druid order as he developed his own system of witchcraft. The scholar H.B. Urban characterizes Gardner's Wicca as an occult bricolage. In other words, a combination of diverse elements from many different traditions in an original new way.
Bricolage is a type of quilting. I think I found it. Excellent. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad to hear it. Bricolage is a type of quilting where you like put a bunch of stuff together and make a new pattern with it. So you can see like it's a bunch of different occult ideas that have all kind of been smashed together, which is not a bad thing. It just is what it is.
For example, Gardner drew ideas from Freemasonry as well as other occultists, such as Aleister Crowley and his esoteric religion, Thelema. By the 60s, Gardner's coven grew.
That's the one, babes.
And initiates started moving overseas to Australia, Canada, and the United States, founding new covens abroad. And although Gardner suffered a heart attack and died in 1964,
sorry to this
his
man.
movement continued to thrive, but now as an international religion. It might actually be the largest contemporary pagan religion in the world,
I think
but
that's
it's
accurate.
difficult to get exact numbers.
All good, Necropolitan, all good. Have an excellent time. Thank you for visiting, and very much appreciate the raid. I hope you have a good sleep.
The scholar of paganism, Patricia Yolana, points to the U.S. Census as an example of this difficulty. The census says that in 2008, there were 342,000 Wiccans, but it confusingly only gave a few options: Wiccan, pagan, and spiritualist. Though you can see the problem here. Many Wiccans consider themselves
Thank you for the
to be
lurk.
pagan.
Thank you.
So what are you supposed to check on this census, pagan or Wiccan? Compare this to the UK census, which lists Wiccan, Druid, Spiritualist, Heathen, Satanism, Witchcraft, New Age.
Hold on. No.
Compare this to
I know that Jedi is a real religion, okay? It actually is a religion. But that's a lot of motherfuckers. You can be a Jedi. There's like it's actually a registered religion in a lot of places. It must not be as popular as it used to be because I don't hear about it very much, but yeah. There is like rules in the movies about like how to do Jedi. So there is literally like an option for it. But this is a lot of bitches. More Jedis than pagans? More Jedis than agnostic? More Jedis than mixed fucking religion? Are you kidding me? Bruh. I don't know. There were a lot of guys who were real about it. Like they do the damn thing. What the fuck? Just a fun little aside. Ooh, I wonder if this guy has a video about like IRL Jedis. That would be interesting to watch. Registered Jedi just fuck with the government? Yeah. I mean, I feel like what people are doing nowadays is putting Pastafarian in, you know, with all of its ups and downs.
To the UK census, which lists Wiccan, Druid, Spiritualist,
Rastafarian,
Heathen, Satanism, Witchcraft, New Age, Shamanism.
Yeah, there's a large contingent of Druids actually in England that actually do like practice like Druidic tradition. They like, you know, do a thing at Stonehenge and stuff. So it's kind of cool.
Again, with fewer options, the U.S. Census probably skews the data, but scholars estimate that the number of Wiccans worldwide is probably somewhere in the low hundreds of thousands of people. Okay,
that seems right to me.
Some background history of the movement.
Yeah. My understanding of Wicca, the altar is really the thing, you know? So this is, you see a lot of girlies doing like, you know, altar tours and things. Kind of cool. You got your candles, you got your effigies, you got your fucking bread, the knife, important aspect, bell, important. Yeah. Bell and knife and candle, very important. Just like to, would Registered Jedi just fuck the government? Just like I do when health websites ask if I've had my last period, and I say, wouldn't you know whether boy? It's like, to be honest, like, I don't even know what my uterus is doing, so why are you fucking asking? It's like ask me what I had for breakfast. I don't know.
Practices. Remember,
one of my best friends in high school used to tell solicitors that they were Presbyterian and believed that when they died, their souls turned into a frisbee and thrown onto the roof of a house for all eternity. Yeah. I was a real freak to solicitors. I was a big problem. So like witnesses would show up or Mormons, and I'd be like, "Oh, come in." So have you heard about the CS letter? I have questions. It was not good. I probably should have just let those boys live. I really should have. They used to come up to me on the street sometimes, and I'd be like, "Ooh, this will be fun. Let's have a conversation. Walk with me." Just waste them onto their time. Oh, those poor boys. Hi, EverQuest Skeleton. That's awesome. It is very fun. Isn't there a company that would turn your ashes into a frisbee? There definitely is. I mean, you can turn your ashes into basically anything. Just got my athame a few months ago. Ooh. Consider myself pastafarian, but being touched by his noodly appendage and whatnot. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Receiving your colander must have been such an emotional moment.
Religions are always internally diverse, and this is especially true for Wicca.
Yeah, Wicca is not very consistent,
meaning that they believe in two equal deities, often characterized as a goddess and a horned god. Sometimes they're just simply referred to as the Lady and the Lord.
Yeah.
The goddess is sometimes conceptualized as a tripartite goddess, consisting.
I hear a lot of people like there's no guy, it's just the lady. That's also like I feel like that's pretty common too. Some that turn your ashes into records. Frisbee sounds doable, definitely. There's also like, rocks and things, diamonds. Truth be told, I never got my colander. My mother considered it blasphemous. Rude, honestly. I mean, if you don't have homemade colander, store-bought is fine, I hear. So, not everybody is so lucky. Not everybody's so privileged to receive colander at a young age.
Three archetypes: the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Again, these ideas
I've heard this a lot.
From the theories of Margaret Murray, who argued that these gods were
worshipped
as far back as the Neolithic times
Display
in
it
Europe,
proudly in your home.
and that the horned god was mistaken by Christians to be the devil. Gardner characterized these gods as masculine and feminine archetypes that supported the universe. Other Wiccans are monotheistic, worshipping only a goddess. Others are polytheistic and adopt gods from many different paganisms.
Yeah, this is also I see this very commonly is people who are adopting gods from various other pantheons, paganism and all that. I also see a lot of people who will have tribute to like specific gods or like tribute to specific pantheons, stuff like that. Does that mean we can have spaghettis later this week? Why no spaghettis? I advocate for spaghettis. We had spaghetti last week. What do you mean? Last week is a whole week ago. I have spaghetti at least once a week. I'm not going to lie. And spaghetti at least once a week. And to be honest, since Buddy started making Japanese curry, we've had curry once a week too.
Many more are atheists and agnostics. In fact, a prominent Wiccan
lots of secular witches
says that you don't even necessarily need to believe in the supernatural to be a witch.
True.
She characterizes witchcraft as a spiritual practice that expands our perceptions, and she likens it to yoga. In other words, you don't need to be Hindu and believe in Hindu gods to practice yoga. You don't need to believe in the mother goddess and the horned god to be a witch.
Yeah, I would say that I fit into this more secular category. I'm very much not like a super spiritualist person, but I am just a big nerd, Lamau. Also, I've seen people trying to like make connections between yoga and Wicca. And while I like yoga and I like witchcraft, and while many Wiccans do yoga, and while many people incorporate yoga into various spiritual practices, I don't think that's not I think we could all see the obvious separation between those two things, right? Yeah. Big nerd seems accurate. Haven't had spaghetti in a long time. My parents make shitty spaghetti. Do they overcook the noodles? That's sin number one. Even ragu. Even terrible over the counter sauce. I mean, am I wrong? Over the counter pasta sauce. Even over the counter pasta sauce can be good if the noodles aren't cooked properly. It's not a thing. They like it because it's a connection to your spirit and your body. Yeah, which is vibey. Don't get me wrong. I like yoga for that reason. I like to it's like a very spiritual activity, but they're not together. Historically, right? Yeah. No excuse for using ragu. I haven't had ragu in a long time, so I have no idea what it's like. Not in a bad bitch kind of way. I haven't had ragu in a really long time, so I don't know. Maybe it's terrible. Prego and ground beef. Ugh. Could be worse. Could be ketchup. I love Japanese curry, Mom. I make it once a week if I could. Yeah, bro. It's good. But he makes it tasty, too. It's very delicious. And now I have leftovers in the fridge. MrsMothmom. That's my Latin classification, correct? Hello, DACA.
For the afterlife, there are a bunch of different opinions concerning it, but reincarnation is probably the most common belief among Wiccans.
That seems accurate to me.
That they will be reborn as witches in the next life. Gardner himself wrote in his book, Witchcraft Today, that the horned god rules the afterlife. and that witches can be reincarnated. He frequently spoke of his own past lives and was known to say, once a witch, always a witch.
Okay, I'm annoyed with this past life stuff. As usual, of course, everybody's practice is their own and everybody's living their own life and it's good. But I have beef with some of these past life guys. Maybe not this guy specifically, but I think many of you probably know the type of person I'm talking about. Leftover curry is even better because all the spices get to marinate, baby. It's true. Got back to Master Duel with the Reese of Splashable Therian. What the fuck is a Splashable Therian? What's that supposed to mean?
Reincarnation is also based on witches' actions on Earth, so there is an aspect of karma here.
Karma
actions
vibes.
will affect your future rebirths.
Intention and karma are very baked into a lot of Western occultism. And if you're thinking to yourself, wow, it really sounds like Western occultist tradition and practice, just like steals from other religions. And
Dorman single brain cell tell Dorman that curry good in past life man is silly.
Well, I mean, if anybody had past lives, it's this bitch right here. Poke him. Poke him. Reminds me of Final Fantasy House. Listen, it's fine to connect with, like, if you believe in reincarnation, that's fine and okay, and it's chill and it's for you, and that's totally fine. And if you believe in connecting to past lives, to past selves, I find that to be like pretty fantastical, but it's not a problem. Like, it's totally fine. If you do past life work with yourself, that's fine. The problem I specifically have, I don't want to pop off, but like, okay, so when you tell a person that they are having current trauma because of past life trauma, now we have like a problem, because trauma is like real and measurable. And like, we shouldn't try to reclaim memories and shit to deal with trauma, because what we can do accidentally is literally implant memories in a person and prevent them from working through real things that happened to them. So like, again, your own personal practice, I totally understand, but I have an issue with people telling other people who they were in a past life and trying to say, oh yeah, in a past life, you had like an abusive partner and that's why you are untrusting now. Like, let's not. This has happened to me. I'm not surprised. It happens to lots of people. I want to be reincarnated as a Canadian moose. You would make an excellent moose, Badger. Can I just say? A bunch of rank 7 and 8 monsters that can special summon themselves by attaching another Therian monster or a monster at the same time from the graveyard. Oh my god, that sounds so annoying, actually, Daka. It sounds like really annoying to play against, and I don't know. It also sounds annoying to play, but if it's fun, I believe you. I mean, to be fair, Yu-Gi-Oh! In general is kind of annoying to play. Kind of thing is incredibly dangerous. Literally, it is very easy to implant memories in people if they like trust you. You know what I mean? And like, if you're a spiritual leader claiming to have authority, people trust you. It's good to be able to trust you, but like, for someone named Badger, I'm surprised you wouldn't want to be a badger. Moose are larger. Like, I feel like a badger versus like a truck, it's not gonna win, unfortunately. But the moose will win. I'm really sorry this has happened to you, Badger. I'm really sorry. All right, no more ranting.
This is summarized in the Wiccan rule of 3.
Yeah, this is very important.
The positive or negative energy that you put into the universe will come back to you threefold.
Yeah.
There is also a diversity of traditions or denominations. Gardnerian Wiccans are probably the most prominent, as they trace their lineage to the founder himself, Gerald Gardner. And lineage is a big deal for Gardnerian witches. In order to join, you must be initiated by another Gardnerian witch. The covens are led by high priestesses, and each high priestess is trained by the preceding high priestesses.
Yeah.
Again, creating a lineage. Gardnerians also tend
hereditary stuff and like, yeah, like lineage and ancestry is like very important for folks who practice this way, which I get. I do get. It's kind of nice also to have like, to feel like things are being handed down, to feel like you have a connection to people who came before. You know, it makes sense. Bet I could take a moose in a fist fight. I don't think that would be good. I would highly recommend you avoid it at all costs. I think honestly, just thinking about fist fighting a moose could potentially be dangerous. I want my only natural predator to be an orca whale and not have any worry about men, trucks, or buses, or trucks carrying logs. Mises definitely don't have those problems.
To be duotheistic, following the horned god and the mother goddess. Next, there's Alexandrian Wicca, founded by a Gardnerian initiate, Alex Sanders, in the 1960s.
I don't know this kid.
Alexandrian Wicca is characterized as being more eclectic than Gardnerian Wiccans, exhibiting more of a willingness to experiment with practices and ideas outside of the Gardnerian tradition. Dianic Wicca is a tradition heavily influenced by second-wave feminism and has been described as a form of feminist spirituality. Dianic Wiccans only worship the goddess and push back against Gardnerian Wicca. For example,
it's a bad picture.
Comprised of 6 pairs of men and women, representing the goddess and the god. But by the 70s and 80s, some Wiccans, like Shoshana Budapest, rejected this as too heteronormative and founded a women-only coven called the Susan B. Anthony Coven No. 1. And she...
Lesbians strike again! She really said, get these dicks out of my witchcraft. And honestly, based IMO. I would also like less dicks in my witchcraft, to be honest.
Stipulated that covens should only be led by high priestesses, not priests. For these Wiccans, the witch is a symbol of radical religious innovation and political resistance.
Good for her, definitely.
Finally, there is eclectic Wicca. We can think of this more as an open source form of Wicca.
Like the vibes,
rather
baby.
Than relying on strict lineage like Gardnerian Wicca, encourages practitioners to experiment and forge their own path. Many eclectic Wiccans are solitary practitioners, meaning that they are independent from any particular denomination or coven.
Though they do be on twitter.com.
Performing magical rituals. But Wiccans hold many different opinions about magic and its efficacy. Some characterize
magic,
it
commit
as the
gay, be crime.
manipulation of the
Agree.
natural world through harnessing cosmic or psychic energy through their willpower. Other Wiccans simply view magic as a form of prayer or meditation. For example, one of the anecdotes that I read from a practicing Wiccan online says that she might recite a spell to herself while driving home at night during a thunderstorm for protection, which she likens to a form of prayer. Quoting Phyllis Curott again,
sigils are like this sometimes too.
Magic as a spiritual practice that expands our perceptions. And although Hollywood leads the public to think of magic in terms of evil magic, like the dark arts in Harry Potter, Wiccans hold to an ethical precept called the Wiccan Rede, a rule that says, do as you will, so long as you do no harm. In Wicca, there's no central...
This like sort of comes from this. There's a lot of like versions of this. Like to say that, like there used to be like a strong like occult sort of push towards like just do anything you want, but we have a bunch of dudes who are kind of rich, doing whatever they want. Sometimes the things they want to do are kind of fucked up, so that kind of became like do what you want, but do it with love, or do what you want as long as it's what you would want done to you, or do what you want, but as long as you don't do harm. And that's like pretty vibey. Overall, this is where you get like the distinction between like black or like red magic and like regular magic or white magic or green magic, though green magic is obviously is more planty, fey business. But yeah, the idea that like there are things you could do to harm people, but like what you should be doing is protection magic, and people should only come to harm if they attempt to do harm to you. Don't do war crimes. Yeah, for real. That's basically the tea. It's interesting too because more ancient magical tradition revolves around protection magic, and often like the sort of like available sources that we can reference, like things we can see from the past that people use to do magic are often specifically to do protection magic. So like it makes sense, right?
Text like the Bible and Christianity, but Gerald Gardner kept a ritual notebook called the Book of Shadows, which he called a personal cookbook of spells.
Yeah.
Gardner's Book of Shadows initially relied heavily on the work of other occultists, such as Charles Leyland and Aleister Crowley, but Gardner's high priestess, Doreen Valiente, edited the notebook to what we have today. Generally, the book is meant to be kept secret and copied by hand, but copies have been made available over the years.
Yeah, you could get it.
Wiccans today often keep their own Book of Shadows as a personal
So
notebook.
many eggshells.
Many Wiccans practice in covens, which is simply a group of people
Yeah, I'm
who
not
gather
surprised by
for their
that.
magical or religious practice. Margaret Murray, the historian that inspired Gardner's theories,
It's your weekly
popularized the term
Discord call
coven
with the
and
homies.
argued that pre-Christian witchcraft practitioners met in groups of 13, which Gardner tried to emulate with his own coven. Many Wiccans today see 12 or 13 people as the traditional size of a coven. They are generally led by a single person called a high priestess or a high priest. This form of leadership, though, is controversial within the tradition. Some Wiccans have reported to anthropologists that some high priestesses and priests can basically become autocratic in their coven. Other covens strive to be more egalitarian, rotating leadership.
Shocking. Oh my God, you're telling me the weirdos got together and there was internal conflict? If you've ever met a DM who can't fucking chill, that's this. I have a Book of Shadows too. I don't have much in it. I just some recipes for simmer pots, protection spells, meditation stuff. Well, it's for you. You know what I mean? It's a reference for you of your stuff that you're doing for yourself. I think it's just nice to have something physical that like keeps all your, you know, magic vibes together. I have a bunch of notebooks and they're all everywhere and they all have just like random notes. I like write in my books because I'm a terrible person. I have a bunch of sticky notes on everything. I don't write in all my books. Antique books I do not write in. Books I buy new or recently used, I do sometimes write in. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, and I also have the sticky note board that just has like 30 sticky notes. What's on the sticky note board today? Channel points, golden winds 47 times, 6 of cups. Yeah, just a bunch of notes from stream on these ones anyway. Use a sketchbook to make it. I feel like that's pretty common. Journals, sketchbooks, moleskins, that kind of stuff. I know you can bind your own book, but like, I don't have time for that shit. Not that I wouldn't want to do it. Little tears taken for sigils. Little tears, pardon me. Until you made storm paper. Oh, you made your own paper? With rainwater, I assume. That's kind of cool.
Frequently. But like I said, many other Wiccans, maybe even most Wiccans, are solitary witches.
Yeah, some people do that too.
They don't associate with any particular
a notion,
coven.
Maybe.
Remember, in this religion, there is an exception to everything. Wiccans also observe 8 seasonal festivals called sabbats.
The wheel
of the
year.
Following the seasonal changes of a northwestern European climate. 2 festivals are based on the autumn and spring equinoxes, 2 on the winter and midsummer solstices, and 4 other festivals in between. You might recognize the word Yule, which is the pagan name for the winter solstice festival. Wiccans often use the original Old Irish names of these sabbats, so Samhain for October 31st, famously the inspiration behind Halloween in bulk on February 2nd, Ostara for the spring equinox, which is etymologically related to the word Easter. I should also mention that many different pagan groups celebrate these festivals, not just Wiccans.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the Wheel of the Year is very common in pagan circles. And in, you know, some occultists also use it, though not as often. Collected thunderstorm water and then just brushed it over sketchbook paper. Oh, I see. That sounds cool. So it has storm vibes.
Eightfold Wheel of the Year is not ancient. Yes, these festivals have ancient roots, such as Samhain.
Oh, I thought it was
the wheel
old.
itself, as a seasonal series of festivals, was developed in the 1950s and 60s, and was fully formed at least by 1962, when Gardner's high priestess, Doreen Valiente, started using it in public. This focus
I didn't
on
know
the
that.
changing
I thought
of
it was old.
seasons leads us to the characterization of Wicca as a nature religion.
Charged paper. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Celebrating the Sabbats is fun part of my healing journey. Yeah, it's kind of, I think, it's nice to celebrate around the time that other people are celebrating, but not have to participate in like Christian ritual specifically, you know, to have like your own thing to sort of participate in and enjoy. And like, it's nice to have something that other people understand. Like, I think some people imagine that you'll just like drop one thing. Like if you decide that maybe Christianity isn't working for you, you might drop it and then just not do anything. But it's like, I like holidays. I like to celebrate. I like other people that have like a common relatable experience to me. Like that, isn't that the whole point? So it's nice to have like, and it's also nice to have like seasonal stuff going on too, right? Because like I feel like a lot of the stuff we do is out of season and like doesn't necessarily make sense because we can just get anything anytime. So it's nice to have stuff that's like very rooted in like what's actually happening in nature. Though global warming's fucking that shit up for me specifically.
Some Wiccans see their mythology in the changing seasons. Just as the seasons change from spring to summer to fall and winter, the goddess reflects these changing seasons with her tripartite identity, changing from maid to mother to crone. Many hold an almost pantheistic or animistic belief that there is a cosmic or divine energy in nature. Correlated to this, Wiccans have been involved in environmental activism since the 1970s. For example, a Wiccan initiate founded Pagans Against Nukes in 1980. To conclude, I want to return to this statement that started the whole video. In this religion, there is an exception to everything. It might have been annoying to hear me constantly say some Wiccans believe this, others believe.
Yeah, I'm just going to catch up with you. I think holidays almost intrinsic part of humanity. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I mean, ritual is part of being human. It's like part of, it's part of what makes the fabric of society. It's what makes the fabric of culture. So being able to like connect over things like that, I think is really important. I can combine new traditions with my old ones that I liked. Like at Easter, my mom and I would always make cinnamon rolls while watching Conference. I think Barry here, for folks who don't know, is referring to Mormon General Conference, which is where the leaders of Mormon religion will address the congregation and talk about just like general, community stuff going on and make announcements and things like that. Happens, I think, on a regular schedule a couple of times a year. But I hadn't made cinnamon rolls in a while. This Ostera, I made myself hot cross buns with my grandma's bread recipe. It was a really awesome time. That sounds amazing. Yeah. And see, like this, what a nice like time to be able to like connect with your mom and like have that like shared experience and also have cinnamon rolls, So I'm sure it was a really positive experience to be able to like bake, which is sort of like its own little ritual of creating something warm and welcoming and, comforting and just like celebrate springtime, baby. Springtime, baby.
Believe that, but this is an important part of Wicca. The scholar of religion, Dr. Leon von Gulick,
he seems very happy with himself.
Two
Bless.
potentially conflicting modes: traditionalism and eclecticism.
Yeah.
There's a strong inclination towards traditionalism, to preserve a lineage and to preserve ancient knowledge.
Yeah.
Specifically to preserve pre-Christian pagan knowledge that they believe was persecuted to near extinction.
Yeah.
We see this especially with Gardnerian Wicca, a concern to preserve Gardner's Book of Shadows by writing it by hand, a concern to preserve knowledge and rituals by passing leadership from high priestess to high priestess in a lineage.
And having like an apprenticeship
known only by initiated members. This leads some scholars to say that some forms of Wicca are fairly conservative. Not conservative in the political sense, but in the literal sense of conserving
the past.
Tradition for
I would
the
say
next
that's accurate.
generation. At the same time, Wicca is characterized by pluralism and eclecticism. There is an ethos to find your own individualized path. Practitioners are encouraged to experiment and to keep their own ritual notebook. This is especially true for eclectic and solitary Wiccans, who purposely avoid joining a particular denomination or tradition. These two modes of Wicca, traditionalism and eclecticism, are sometimes at odds, but they are key parts of Wicca as an ever-changing new religious movement.
Yeah.
If you'd like to learn more, I'm including a bibliography in the description below.
Nice, I like that.
Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
What a good video!
Hey everyone, so I might not be an expert on magic in the 20th and 21st century, but I am actually an expert on magic in the ancient Roman Empire.
Oh!
So I'll be offering a 2-day course on magic in the ancient world through Speakeasy.
That's kind of sexy. This is from 2 years ago.
November 4th
but
and November 11th at 8 o'clock p.m. U.S. East Coast time. So if you'd like to join, a link to the talk is in the description below, and I'm pinning it in the comments as well. Hope to see you there.
That's kind of pog. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I feel like that tension is part of what makes Wicca interesting. And sir, thank you. Shh. Quiet for now. Get out of here. I think it's like interesting, the desire to understand and maintain this like pre-Christian sort of paganism. Yeah. I understand why it's such an attractive idea and why it's so important to some people. I will not join an organization because I feel like people are the ones that ruin things. It's like hard to feel like you are paving your own way when you have somebody telling you what you're supposed to do all the time. I feel like covens also sometimes get really... I've spent enough time in my life being judged by other people for like how good of a job I'm doing at the thing that's supposed to be for me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have lots of opportunities for people to let me know if I'm doing it wrong. And this is not one of the times where I want that. So like, I don't know if I need to join a coven. But I understand also why community can be really important to people, and being able to like connect and understand other people in the same sort of practice as you and like relate to them could be really nice. But yeah, I feel like the larger the organization is, the weirder shit gets, you know? It's not necessarily, it is maybe closer to what I'm trying to avoid than what I'm trying to do. Valid. Exactly. Everybody's so valid. I'm interested in his discussions about ancient... Ooh, look at this. Conversion of Constantine. Oh, that's interesting, too. Kabbalah. Oh, my God. Kabbalah so much.
Welcome to...
What an interesting YouTube channel. An interesting... Ooh, this must be an interesting one, too. Was Thomas Jefferson religious? I'm sure the comment section is so normal on that one. Yeah. Yeah, very interesting. Really nice video, well researched, and I'm excited to look into some of the sources. This was a good time. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy? I hope you did. I was pleased, I was cheesed to share with you. King James onlyism. Oh my God. Y'all, I've been put back on my shit vis-a-vis King James Bible. Don't even get me fucking started. Star worship. That's kind of fun. Mario. I didn't understand a lot, but it was fun. I'm glad that you had a fun time. I think it's definitely worth checking out the video for yourself and maybe like watching it a slightly more, a more you pace, you know? Yeah. Fun little channel. Ooh, I got the hiccups. Maybe he has more videos on a similar subject. Maybe. But listen, folks, it's been about 3 hours. I mean, it's been an hour since OBS crashed. But it's been about 3 hours since we started, and I think I'm getting kind of eepy. So I think I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Let me know what you thought of this like whole situation, whether you enjoyed watching some little TikToks with me, and if you enjoyed watching this little YouTube video with me, I hope you did. Yeah, maybe we'll do similar streams in the future if you guys like it, or we can try some other types of formats, you know? Who is live? Let's raid. Oh, did we already raid Nemiel, actually? Oh, it looks like Nemiel's wrapping up, actually. Uh-oh. It was fun. Thank you, Bunny. I'm glad you had a good time. I appreciate you. Gilbert the Goose is playing Truck Simulator? Maybe out here. I'm going to drop you guys off with Gilbert. I followed them from Twitter a while ago, and they're a very fun and cool little guy. So I hope you guys will have a fun time with them. But yes, thank you very much, you guys. Thank you again. I appreciate you all a lot. I hope I will see you again tomorrow, because tomorrow we're going to be playing more Elden Ring. So look forward to that. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for the stream. And if you enjoyed my fingy, look forward to more fingy. Okay? There's going to be plenty more where that came from. Hell yeah. And Elden Ring. Yes, baby. All right. I'm excited to see you guys then. And have a good night.